Hello, good evening. My name is Richard, and welcome to Over and Over and Over again. This is the big watch-along, of course, Ajax women versus Arsenal Champions League qualifier. Whoever wins this game gets through to the group stage. It's a massive game, of course, after that 2-2 draw in the first leg. Join us, all the action coming up the other side of this. So good evening and welcome to the show. It's going to be a big tense night, isn't it, over in Amsterdam for Arsenal in this massive game. Let's be honest, it is a massive game for Arsenal tonight in the Champions League. I say anything other than a victory and we will be out of the tournament, which would be an absolute disaster, wouldn't it, if that was to happen. But let's hope that we can get the victory that we need to, of course, go through. Now, we've got your team news for you tonight, which is quite interesting. I'm sure you will agree. So for Arsenal, this is how we line up. It is Manu Zinsberger is in goal. Back four, Laura Wainwright, Leah Williamson, Rafaela Souza and Steph Catley, which is the same back four, actually, that played against Tottenham, of course, at the weekend. In midfield, Kim Little, captain, Leah Walty and Viv Miedemar. Again, that's the same three that played against Tottenham. In the front three, there are some changes. Katie McCabe is on the right again. I was on the right this time, sorry, from the left. Stina Blackstenius is back in the starting lineup through the centre, and Caitlin Ford is on the left this time, as opposed to playing through the centre as she did on the weekend. So that is how Arsenal line up. So there's actually only one change, isn't there? It's Stina's in, and Beth Mead actually drops down to the bench. A little bit of a shock, a good fall that Beth Mead's in, but she's a great player to come off the bench later on in the game, should we need her to. Hopefully we won't, because we'll be winning quite comfortably. For Ajax then, it's Liz Kopp in goal. Their back four is Liza van der Moss, Isla Cardinal, Lisa Droon and Soraya Verhova. And then in midfield, Sherida Spitzer, of course, the captain, Nadine Nordam and Victoria Petlova. And up front, it is Grant Romy Letcher, who scored their 2 goals last week, and Ashley Whedon. So there's a couple of changes. Actually, no, there isn't. I think there's one change for Ajax from last week. And I say one change from us from midweek. Rajandra's in the chat there. It says, hi, Richard. Where is the live stream? I'm trying YouTube. The only live stream I know of is on arsenal.com. If you've got access to that, you should be able to watch the game or stay with us, of course, as well. Loki there says, evening all, on AFTV. No, you don't know what's AFTV, mate. It's on arsenal.com. Or, of course, we've got it on here as well for you, bringing you all the action as the game goes along, which is going to be really, really good. So yeah, the team news. I mean, what we're making of this then, obviously, Beth Mead on the bench, which is a shock, isn't it? She's been such a great player over the last 2 or 3 years for Arsenal, particularly last season, and of course the Euros. We know what a great tournament she had there. Brilliant stuff. She produced there, of course, player of the tournament, top goal scorer. She's already scored 3 goals this season in the WSL. So a little bit of a shock. But Jonas, he left out Stina from the starting lineup against Tottenham at the weekend. What happened there? We won the game 4-0. So we've got to trust his decision. Obviously, there's a reason for his choice. Is it because maybe Beth's a little bit tired? She's played a lot of football, as we know, and maybe she did need a rest. It seems a strange game to rest her for when, we've got a bit of a break after tonight, haven't we? So anyway, in Jonas we trust, and I'm sure he's picked the right team. And I say Beth is on the bench to come on. Also on the bench is Mane Wabochi as well. It'll be nice to see something from her this evening. Lena Hertig as well, of course, is on the bench. And who else have we got? Jordan Nobbs, Frida Marnham, Noel Moritz, Jen Beattie, and Lotta Ruben as well, plus a goalkeeper, of course, Kaylin Marquise. So it's going to be a really tense night, this, isn't it? We know what's at stake. Defeat here tonight, and we're out of the Champions League, and we know the impact that could potentially have on the future of the club. This season, definitely, and even going beyond that. Looking at some of the contract situation. Actually, I just realised I've still got that picture, haven't I? Let me get rid of the picture. There you go. You can see it now. I've got some little shirts in the background I managed to get. Obviously, you can see I'm in a slightly different location tonight. We are in Wales, which has been very nice. We've got a few days down in Wales, which we go home on Friday. So slightly different surroundings from the usual kind of background that you see us in. But anyway, I'm sure it won't make too much difference to your enjoyment of the game, I'm sure, and the coverage that we're going to be bringing you tonight. If you do enjoy what we do here on the channel, please consider subscribing. We do obviously cover the women. We cover the Arsenal men as well. We've got the big watch-along on Saturday, the North London derby, Arsenal against Tottenham, of course. For those of you who missed it on the channel as well, we've got the vlog of the women's London derby, North London derby from Saturday. We were there at the Emirates. What a great game that was. A brilliant performance from Arsenal, as we know, a 4-0 win. The vlog is on the channel, so please check that out as well. There's a lot of stuff on there, including all the guys from the Arsenal women's show there as well. Harry, Andreas, Matt, Amar. We also got Adam from the Arsenal Social was there. He was in the vlog as well. So loads of great stuff there. So please check that out. And I say, if you do enjoy this coverage, please give it a like as well. That's much appreciated. It does help the channel to grow and get more notice on YouTube. So we're about 5-6 minutes away from kickoff in Amsterdam tonight. It's such a big game, isn't it? It's probably the biggest game that Arsenal have had, a one-off game for quite some time, isn't it? When you look at what's at stake, I say, if we don't go through tonight, it does leave a massive problem, doesn't it, for this season without Champions League football. And of course, I say some of these contracts that are up for renewal at the end of the season. We know the big one, of course, Viv again. You know, one of the reasons, it's not the only reason that she re-signed, we know that, but one of the reasons certainly was, you know, that she wants to play in the Champions League. She wants to go far into the competition, and so important, wasn't it? So it's massive for the club as a whole, and you know, that's what we've got to do. We've got to find a way to win this game. Last week's game was a strange performance, wasn't it? We were very poor in that first half. We didn't really get going, and we were quite fortunate, I felt, to be 1-1 at the break. It was a good goal from Stina, of course, to bring us level, but Ajax were much the better team in the first half. What gives me a lot of hope for tonight is the fact that we did turn it around in the second half. We played well, didn't we? Let's be honest, in that second half. It was a good performance. We deservedly got ourselves ahead. We had one or two other chances as well, and sloppy at the end, though, wasn't it, to concede that late equaliser? I say if we were starting tonight with a 2-1 advantage, I think we would all be really 100% confident that we'd go through. I think there wouldn't be any doubt about that. But now it's slightly more in a balance, isn't it? 2-2 can go either way. And I said there wasn't much to choose between the sides. Last week, was there? We had the better of the second half. They definitely had the better of the first half. It's just a matter now of, can we play like we did in the second half throughout this game? And if we do that, I think we'll go through. We've got the quality, we know that. We just need to cut out one or two of those silly mistakes at the back. So Regenda says they're surprised we are not changing the $4.99, charging $4.99 for like, yeah, I mean, I don't know, maybe that will come later, but anyway, you can stay with us here on the channel anyway, so don't pay anything to watch it, just stay with us, we'll keep you going. Loki says they score first and we'll win. Yes, I mean, I would be tempted to agree with you, and of course that game last week against Ajax was the first and only time since Jonas has took over that we've been in front in a game and not won. We weren't losing, of course, as we know, but we got ourselves in front. That's the only time we've been in front under Jonas and not gone on to win the game. So, yes, I would say the first goal will be important, and I'm sure if we score it, will give us that basis to go on and win. But we certainly can't take it for granted, can we? Because, you know, we know how dangerous Ajax can be. They showed last week they played well. They were a good side. You know, they're certainly a lot better than Slavia Prague we had to play in this stage last season. And, you know, we saw what a difficult game it was last week. So we need to be at our best tonight. And if we play like we did against Tottenham on Saturday, I'm sure we'll have too much for Ajax ultimately, and we'll go through. Now, don't forget, of course, there's no away goals in the Champions League anymore in Europe at all. So although it's 2-2, the 2 away goals Ajax score aren't going to matter. So a 1-1 draw doesn't send them through. It will just send it into extra time or a 0-0 draw. So the away goals doesn't matter. If we draw 3 or we score 3 goals, we don't go through an away goal. So it's all to play for, isn't it, tonight? It's winner takes all, essentially. There will be extra time, of course, if it's a draw at 90 minutes. And if it's still a draw at the end of 120 minutes, it would, of course, be a penalty shootout, which I'm sure none of us really want to see, do we? It'd be very nervy. But hopefully we've got too much in the bank for Ajax, and we'll go on and win. The teams have come out now, actually. Ajax are in their home shirts this week now. It's got red down the middle with white on each side. Nice kit, actually. Familiar kit, of course. Ajax, a famous club, aren't they, in European football. Not so much on the women's side of things, not quite as successful in the women's game as they are obviously with the men over the years, but they're still a big name in European football, and this is still a very big game for Arsenal. Arsenal, of course, are in our away kit of all black, with all the black and gold kit, of course, very nice. They're not wearing the pink tonight, probably clash with the red and white of Ajax, but it's a shame. And Loki says there, Ajax wearing their proper classic kit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's unmistakable, isn't it? You know, it is a famous kit. Brings back a lot of great memories, doesn't it, of players, Johan Cruyff, etc., who have worn this famous shirt over the years, and of course some of our own players as well. They're just putting the team up again. So for Arsenal, just to recap on the team: Zinsberger's in goal, Wayne Roffer-Williamson, Rafaela, and Catley as the back four, as it was at the weekend. Kim Little, Leah Walty are in midfield with Viv Miedema in the number 10 role just ahead. And then the front three, Katie McCabe looks like she's going to be starting on the right, Caitlin Ford on the left, and Stina Blackstenius through the centre. She has already got 2 goals, of course, this season so far. So she'll be looking to add to that total. Of course, she did get that big equaliser last week. So let's hope she can get herself on the score sheet again tonight. Vijandra says in 69 Feds Cup final. It was a semi-final we played Ajax. We played Anderlecht in the final. It was in 1970. It was Ajax we beat in the semi-final, of course, that year. And it was Anderlecht in the final. But yeah, it is a famous kit and a famous club, of course. But let's hope that this is as far as they go in the Champions League this season. So important for Arsenal, isn't it, that we get through into the group stage. And let's hope that we can. So we're in our black kit, which it's a nice kit, let's be honest. I personally prefer the pink one, as you can see, but it is a nice kit, the black one. And let's hope we can put in a really good performance in it as well. The teams are just doing their pre-match huddle at the moment. Ajax are actually in front of the dugout doing theirs, whereas Arsenal in the middle of the pitch, of course, as usual. So we're just about to get ready here for the kickoff in this game. Such a big game, you know. You almost can't say how big it is. It's massive, isn't it, for Arsenal? The future of Arsenal this season and possibly even beyond. So we have to win this game. We have to find a way to win, as we have done so many times over the last few months, and at the end of last season. The way we started this season in the WSL has been fantastic, hasn't it? 2 4-0 wins, top of the league. We need to play like that tonight, and if we do, I'm sure we'll go through. We are just about to get off and underway. In fact, there was a little delay there. The players weren't sure if they was taking a knee or not, but Arsenal have kicked off, attacking the goal to our right in this first half, so all in black. It is, of course, 2-2, the aggregate score, and 0-0, of course, on the game tonight. The ball is currently back with goalkeeper Manu Zinsberger. She plays it out to that far side to Rafaela Souza. The 2 centre-backs are very far wide, aren't they? And their full-backs push on when we've got possession of the ball. That's the way Jonas likes to play. It's now back again with Zinsberger. She finds Williamson on this near side is Laura Wainroffer, the right back for Arsenal. Plays it back again to Leah Williamson. She's put under pressure, actually, and he's falls back, but, Leah's so cool. And Arsenal played her way out of this pretty well, actually. We're coming forward now up this near side. This is a good play, actually, from Arsenal. The ball played across the box, looking for the run at the far post of Caitlin Ford. It's not a very good clearance from Ajax. Is there going to be an opportunity for Arsenal? No, it's not. It's good defending, actually, on the edge of the penalty area. And Ajax can clear the ball away. Played into midfield again. No, that's not a great pass from Ajax, and Arsenal picked the ball up. It's now back with Leah Williamson into Kim Little inside at the centre circle. What a great game she had on Saturday against Tottenham, didn't she? Fantastic performance from her. I mean, she did get player of the match, I think, on the BBC. They're in the stadium. The sponsors gave it to Caitlin Ford, I think it was. But Kim Little was outstanding, as she generally is. And she started this game pretty well. But Arsenal coming forward over on that far side. Arsenal's left. Ball played into the middle to Viv Miedema, who's not had a great start to the season. She's scored 2 good goals, of course, against Tottenham, but she's not been at her best yet, has she, this season? She looks to be struggling with an injury. She's got a strapping on her left thigh, of course, as we've seen. And she has been complaining that she still isn't totally over the COVID that she had, of course, during the Euros in the summer. So not at her best, Viv, but I'd say she was still good enough to get 2 goals on Saturday in the derby. And let's hope she's got something left in her tonight to get a goal or 2 in this big game for Arsenal. We played 2 minutes at Amsterdam. Arsenal have been pretty much all the possession so far coming forward over on that far side again. Arsenal's left. It was Caitlin Ford there, but I think she's been flagged offside. In fact, she has. The Australian. What a start to the season she's had as well. Played really, really well at this moment in time. Not got herself a goal yet, but she's certainly been really important player for us so far this season. Let's hope that obviously continues as the season progresses. It's good to see her back to good form. She showed at the end of last season as well, didn't she? Ajax have taken that free kick. It's back with goalkeeper Kopp at the moment inside the Ajax penalty area. This time she goes long up towards halfway. But again, it's an Arsenal head that gets there. Leah Walty, it is, plays the ball forward. This is good play from Arsenal. We're going to get an opportunity there. No, not quite. It didn't quite fall for Viv Meadow. She's complaining that she was fouled, and she's currently sitting on the floor, just getting to her feet again. The referee was having none of that, and Ajax can get the ball away over on that far side there. Right, that was where they were dangerous, wasn't they, last week in that first half down that right-hand side? That's where they created all the problems for us. But in the second half, we kind of dealt with that and put it right. And so far tonight, they haven't really got the ball over on that side. But they're going to try and do that now as the goalkeeper Kopp goes up that side, but it kicks too high. Got out for a throw to Arsenal, right in front of the Arsenal dugout. Steph Catley's going to take this. Jonas wearing a hat tonight. Not sure if it's cold in Amsterdam. It's certainly been a bit chilly in Wales, but it's been not a better day today, weather-wise, certainly. And Arsenal now defending. Kim Little does well, but she's conceded a corner. This is the first corner of the game. We've played 3.5 minutes here at Amsterdam. It is a corner to Ajax. It's still obviously Ajax nil, Arsenal nil. That's 2-2 on aggregate. So winner takes all this. Whoever wins gets in that group stage of the Champions League and all the great stuff that comes with that. So it's so important that Arsenal can get the result. But Ajax on the attack here. Cross comes into the box from that far side. It's deflected. It's going to be another corner to Ajax. Put a bit of pressure on here. Kim Little it was who blocked that cross. We have played now 4 minutes. Ajax nil, Arsenal nil in Amsterdam. This is nervy moments here in the early stages. Another corner for Ajax. They've taken it short over on that far side. Can they get the cross in now? No, instead the ball goes square again. And Ajax have forced themselves back, actually. Now ball chipped in towards the penalty area, but it's Rafaela Souza with the header. And Arsenal do not get it away, cleared up the pitch. But again, there's no Arsenal player inside the centre circle, and Ajax have got time to regain possession and bring the ball forward. In fact, Arsenal do force them back. And are they going to go back to the goalkeeper? No, it is Cardinal plays it square across here to Doon. And she now does go back to goalkeeper Kopp. And Arsenal managed to deal with that corner. Ajax maybe didn't make the most of that. They didn't put it into the box. They just decided to play it short, and Arsenal dealt with it fairly comfortably, which you'd expect Arsenal to do. Balls into the box have sometimes causes a few problems, haven't they? But so far tonight we've been okay. It's 0-0. We've played 5 minutes now, and Ajax in possession just in front of their own penalty area, trying to come forward. But Arsenal are defending well without the ball. We've got good shape, and that's what Jonas would have been demanding tonight in this massive game for Arsenal. We can't really afford them too many chances as we did last week in that first half in particular. But Arsenal started a lot better so far tonight, but Ajax has just started to get a little grip on the game now. They are trying to come forward over on that far side with Petrova, but good play there, good defensive play from Caitlin Ford, strong from her, as you would expect. And Leah Walty does really well in midfield and trying to get Arsenal moving. But Ajax have won the ball back again. If they know they haven't, Steph Catley's in with a good challenge, kept possession for Arsenal. It's now gone out over on that far side. It's going to be a throw to Arsenal. It was Lisa van der Moss there over on that far side. In fact, the referee wasn't very happy with watched the tackle there. But anyway, it's going to be a throw to Arsenal. Van der Moss had a good first half last week, didn't she? Got forward really well from right back. It was her that set up that opening goal as well. So we need to watch her. But so far tonight, we've defended that side of the pitch much better. We are in possession now with Rafaela Souza over on that far side. She had a great game against Tottenham. What a great player signing she's proved to be. A lovely goal that was as well, wasn't it, in the derby? She's always been a danger from set pieces, isn't she? The crosses come in and she's always there with her head, and great header that was. And Arsenal coming forward now looking for that breakthrough, but that ball there from Kim Little was just cut out. And now Ajax can come forward themselves. Good defensive header though from Rafaela Souza, cut that out. And that was a ball played forward. I think it looked like a shot actually. I think it was from Spitzer. And Arsenal just charged that down, and now we can come forward with Viv Miedemeijer, but she runs into a little bit of trouble there, and Ajax pick up the ball again. It's quite a cagey start to this game, actually. Neither team really settled yet. Arsenal have started better than last week. Still haven't really had an opportunity at that Ajax goal. And Ajax have had a couple of corners, which they failed to make the most of, but they are coming forward again inside at the centre circle. Ball played up that far side again over their right-hand side, which is where they've been dangerous. That was Nordin there, and it's going to be a throw to Ajax in the attacking third. Good defending actually there from Steph Catley, who's really performing well, isn't she? You know, she had a great season last season at left back, and she started this season well. And it's good to see because she had so many injury problems when she first joined the club. So it's good to see her playing so well. but that's a throw there into the box from Ajax, but Arsenal do deal with that, get it clear, and now we've got a chance to build an attack over on that far side, but actually we've given the ball away in a dangerous area over on that far side. The cross comes in towards the near post. Rafael Sousa's clearance didn't really get the most of that. We haven't really got it away. Leah Walty then puts in a defensive challenge, and actually it's going to be, is it a corner again to Ajax? They're certainly settling into this game now. We've played nearly 8 minutes here at Amsterdam. Ajax 0, Arsenal 0, so that's 2-2 still on aggregate, of course, from last week. It is another corner to Ajax, their third corner of the game so far. As Loki said, the first goal could be so important, and it probably will be. So we need to be solid and strong here, don't we? From this set piece, we've defended the first two pretty well, but this one I think may go long into the penalty area. It's going to be from the near side this time. In fact, they go short again, Ajax. They didn't learn their lesson, have they? But anyway, they're keeping possession over on this near side. Palova plays it back again. Can they get the ball into the box, Ajax? They're certainly going to do it now. It goes in towards that far post. It's a decent cross, but Zinsberger is there. Manu Zinsberger, safe hands from her. She throws the ball out to that far side, trying to launch a quick counter-attack from Arsenal. Caitlin Ford does well. Holds the ball up really well, actually. She does well, but she runs into a bit of trouble. But Arsenal do pick up possession again with Leah Walty. She plays it to Leah Williamson on this near side, coming forward for Arsenal. Now Laura Wainwright, a little bit of space here on Arsenal's right. Can she get a ball into the box? She does, but there's nobody there, actually. That's the sort of cross Stina normally likes to get on the end of, but she was outside the penalty area there, and it's run all the way through. It's going to be a goal kick to Ajax. It's been a very, very cagey start from both teams, really. Ajax have just started to get a little bit more on top, as in fact they did, of course, last week, as we said in that first half. They've got a goal kick now. They've taken it short up this near side. They're looking to come forward up this left-hand side this time, and Leah Williamson's across, though, to tidy that up. Plays it back to goalkeeper Zinsberger. We're coming up towards the 10-minute mark here in Amsterdam. Still Ajax 0, Arsenal 0, which at the moment it would send it to extra time if it finishes like I say. No away goals in Europe anymore, so it would be straight extra time if it finishes like this. But there's plenty of time left for Arsenal to get the goal or goals that we might need. But Ajax coming forward now, actually, on this near side. Great defending there, though, from Laura Wainwright. But that's a poor back pass, actually. Ajax in with a chance. A ball across the box. Luckily for Arsenal, no Ajax players there. And the ball's gone right the way across. It was poor defending, actually. Laura Wainwright did well initially, and then it was a terrible pass. I don't know whether she was looking to go back to Zinsberger, but it was Whedon got in there for Ajax, but her low cross couldn't find an Ajax teammate, and the ball's gone back, and Arsenal now in possession. We've got Robot Girl 22 in the chat there. Who says, anyway, says YouTube has the game for free. I'm not sure if it's on YouTube. It's on arsenal.com. I don't know whereabouts in the world you are, whether you've got access to arsenal.com. They are showing it there for free. Well, certainly for free in the UK. I don't know whether you have to pay abroad to get the coverage. But anyway, unfortunately, I can't show you the action because I'd get shut down, which happened before. I only showed one goal in one game, and the channel got shut down for a month. So unfortunately, we can't show you the game, but we will keep you updated with everything, give you a full commentary, and you won't miss a thing if you stay with us. But yeah, it is on arsenal.com if you have got access to that. But Arsenal coming forward now on this far side. It is Stina Blackstenius with a little bit of space. Can she create something here for Arsenal? She's forced back though, actually. Good defending again from Ajax, but Arsenal do keep possession. Leah Walty there plays it square. Leah Williamson's coming forward. That's a nice ball in to Viv Miedemar, but she was held up there. In fact, it was to Katie McCabe, sorry. Arsenal picked the ball up again, but again, it's good defending from Ajax. They did this last week, didn't they? They defended pretty well for a lot of that game, and we found it difficult to create too many chances, but they're coming forward again down this near side with Whedon. Good defending, though, from Leah Williamson. No nonsense there. And a little bit of afters, was it there, from the Ajax player. Just stopped Leah getting up, but the referee is okay about that, and it's just going to be a throw to Ajax, which they're coming forward now again down this near side. Cross then into the box, but it's going to go behind that cross. Wasn't a great ball in at all there from the defender Verhoeven there, and it's going to be a goal kick to Arsenal. We played 12 minutes here in Amsterdam. It's still Ajax 0, Arsenal 0 tonight. That means it's 2-2, still an aggregate as well. Nothing to choose between these two sides, looking for a place in the group stage of the Champions League. Such a big game this, isn't it? such a nervy game, and maybe that's what's taken over Arsenal's performance. We have looked a little bit nervy so far. We've not really got our game going. A bit like last week. We've started better than last week, but we're still not looking as good as we have been in the WSL game so far this season. Certainly not against Tottenham on Saturday. We were impressive, wasn't we, from the first minute to the last? And yes, Ajax are a better side than Tottenham. I don't think there's much question about that. But even so, we do look a lot more nervous tonight. And I think we know the importance of this game. But everyone won the ball back well in midfield, and now he's just going to be an opportunity for Arsenal to create an opportunity to get that first goal, which would be so important, as we've said. Now coming forward over on that far side, Steph Catley does well. That's a good ball into the box, a little bit of space. Stina Blackstenius, can she get past the defender? No, she can't. She's held up well. Again, that's good defending from Ajax. But Arsenal do keep the ball over on that far side with Catley again, but it's now gone out for a throw to Ajax. That was a little bit better from Arsenal there. Steph Catley getting forward really well over on that far side, linking up well with Caitlin Ford, and it was Stina Blackstenius who got inside the Ajax penalty area. It was good defending by Cardinal, and that snuffed out that bit of danger. But Arsenal are still in possession with goalkeeper Manu Zinsberger, plays it out to that far side. Rafaela Souza striding forward as she likes to do with that left foot, gets the ball back again off Leah Walty, and now it's gone back to Manu Zinsberger again. Rajendra says we are trying to wear them out as they are tough defending. Well, I mean, I just think what we need to do is we just need to keep the ball a bit better than we have done so far, and get our front three players into the game a little bit more. Get Viv on the ball. Really important that she has more influence on this game. Of course, back in her home country, of course, since she knows Amsterdam very well, doesn't she? So I'm sure she'll have a big impact. We've got Amazing Amy in the chat. How you doing? Good to see predictions. I mean, obviously, we're going to predict Arsenal to win, aren't we? It's a difficult game. It's been a difficult game so far tonight, hasn't it, in the first 15 minutes? I think we'll just about sneak it. I'm going to go 2-1. I do think we'll win. Let me know what you guys think in the chat, what your score prediction is, having sort of, you know, this first 15 minutes. It's been very tight and cagey. Ajax have had, I say, 2 or 3 corners. We've yet to really test their goalkeeper at all. But I do think we'll come out on top eventually. I think we'll get better as the game goes on. But suddenly Ajax are in here behind, are they? Inside the penalty. Oh, again, brilliant defending from Leah Williamson. In fact, I think there may have been an offside flag. Is there? No, there isn't. That would have counted, actually. Brilliant defending from Leah Williamson. Again, she's really on her game in this early stage. That was a poor ball there from Laura Wainwright, actually. And Ajax, again, have got possession. Terry's in the chat. Terry, good to see you, mate. He says 4-1. Well, I mean, we're not going to argue with you, Terry, because you got the score right on Saturday, didn't you? So we're certainly not going to argue with you tonight. So we'll go with Terry's 4-1 because he's doing well on his predictions lately. So we'll settle for that as well, won't we? But we'll settle for 1-0, let's be honest. As long as we win this game and we go through, that is the only thing really that matters, isn't it? But Ajax coming forward now, but Arsenal picked the ball off well there. Kim Little, brilliant again in midfield. Very rarely loses the ball, does she, Kim Little? And Arsenal now won a free kick over on that far side. It was a foul on Caitlin Ford. Amazing Navy's gone 3-2 to Arsenal. 3-2 would do, wouldn't it? Let's be honest. We'll take 3-2 all day long. Any victory will do for me. So we're through. General says there the passes forward are not getting through to our attackers. No, they're not. And I think part of that's down to Ajax good defensive play so far, and the fact that we look a little bit tentative with our passing, aren't we? We're not quite. We don't seem to be as confident with it moving the ball forward as we have been. And that's a long ball there, though, from Rafaela Souza, which is a good ball, actually. Finds Katie McKay, who's been pretty quiet, actually, so far. And she's then bundled off the ball unusually. And Ajax can now get a chance for a counter-attack. Looking dangerous here, actually, on this near side. The Dutch team coming forward is with Verhoeven again into the box. A decent ball, but Rafaela Souza's there with a good defensive clearance. And the ball is going to come all the way to Stina Blackstenius, very, very deep inside the Arsenal half. The Swedish striker. She's got 9 goals in her Arsenal career so far already. Only joined, of course, in January. What a good signing she's proving to be. And I'm sure she's going to be one of the favourites for the Golden Boot this season, the WSL. But it's important that she gets a goal tonight, isn't it, to help us get through this important game. And it's been a very, very tight opening 16, nearly 17 minutes that we've played. Neither goalkeeper has been tested yet, but Arsenal trying to come forward over on this far side. This is good play. Caitlin Ford on into the box. A good ball into Stina. Falls. Oh, the defender there just managed to get in the way, get the ball clear. And Ajax now trying to play it out from the back, but they've actually given it straight to Kim Little. Now Viv Meadow, it's a lovely ball. Laura Wainwright on this near side. The ball into the near post, but it's got into the side netting. Much better from Arsenal, moving the ball forward quicker there. It came to Laura Wainwright on this near side. It was Viv with the pass. She couldn't quite get the ball out of her feet. I think that was meant to be a cross, but actually it's gone in to the side netting at the near post. I suppose you could call it an effort on goal, even though it wasn't. I'm sure it wasn't meant to be an effort at goal. But anyway, it is a goal kick instead to Ajax, which they've taken quickly. The ball is back with goalkeeper Koch played up his near side, and Ajax now looking to come forward again on this near side with Whedon, who's done well, holds the ball up for Ajax and out in possession in midfield. But Arsenal again have got good shape out of possession, but there's a long ball over the top. Ajax are in on the edge of the penalty area. Oh, Zinsberger was out there, didn't quite get there. In fact, I think an offside flag may have gone up anyway. A nervy moment there, actually. Zinsberger came out to the edge of the box. It was Grant, actually. Chastity Grant, who was through. It was a good ball from Palova, actually, over the top. Got the wrong side of Steph Catley. And in the end, she couldn't get the ball under control, Grant. It's rolled behind for a goal kick. But a dangerous moment there. Zinsberger came out and didn't get there. And that's a worry, isn't it? If you're going to make that decision to come out, you've got to get there and clear the ball. She didn't. And it almost cost us there. But luckily, the ball ran away from the Dutch striker and Arsenal survived. We've played 18 and a half minutes. It's still Ajax 0, Arsenal 0. That's 2-2 on aggregate. Agenda says that their passes are not being challenged as good as they are on our attackers. No, you're right. But Arsenal coming forward now. Ball into the box. Stina Blackstone. So it just runs away from it. She's won it back. Stina with a chance on the turn. Oh, straight at the goalkeeper, though. But finally, we get a shot on target. That was much better. Good play that was from Stina. Her first touch initially was a little bit far away from her, but she won the ball back really well. It was a good ball in from Caitlin Ford initially. And she did well to win the ball back there, Stina. Got it onto her right foot. Couldn't quite get enough power direction in the shot. It was straight at goalkeeper Koch, but that's better from Arsenal. Our first effort on goal, which took us 19 minutes. And it was a good strike from Stina, just too straight, too close to the goalkeeper. Good work from her. And that's much better from Arsenal. Good move it was again down that far side, the left. That's where most of our attacks are coming. Without Beth Mead playing on the right-hand side, everything's going down the left. Catley and Ford combining well, the two Australians actually so far, but we're offering nothing down this right-hand side. Katie McKay's not been in this game at all. And Laura Wainwright hasn't really managed to get forward too much. Just that one cross that she put into the side netting a few moments ago. Regenda says there, good hustle on their defender. Yeah, exactly. We're winning the ball back quite quickly, aren't we? Which is what Jonas insists that we do. And we've done that pretty well at times. So not quite enough yet, though. We need to keep doing it a bit more, winning possession back early and getting Ajax turning, facing their own goal. And if we do that more, I'm sure the chances will come because, as we know, we've got that quality. We're coming forward again down that far side. Arsenal's left it with Stina Blackstenius, but in fact, she's offside. She seems to live offside quite a lot, doesn't she, Stina? She likes to get in behind, and sometimes she just goes a little bit too soon, doesn't she? Gets herself offside. She had a few goals disallowed in her Arsenal career for that. So she just needs to, she's got the pace to get in behind. She just needs to maybe just chill a little bit, just take a step back and then bend her run a little bit better. And then she'll get in a lot more often. But yeah, she does tend to be offside quite a lot. But anyway, the one time she's onside, she'll score because her finishing is absolute quality, isn't it? Anyway, at the moment, Arsenal are in possession over on the far side in front of Jonas. He's dug out there. He's quite animated as usual on the side, Jonas. He likes to, not quite as animated as Mikel Arteta, but he does like to get involved on that touchline, doesn't he? Ajax now coming forward though, and the ball over the top again, looking for the running behind. That's a good defensive header there from Rafaela Souza. Steps forward, wins the ball, as we've got used to expecting from her these days. That's what she does. And then a ball played up that far side, looking again for the run of Stina Blackstenius, but that ball was overhit. It's gone out for a throw to Ajax. Stina is encouraging her teammates to get a little bit closer to try to make it difficult for Ajax to get out. We've played 21 and a half minutes midway through this first half. It is still 0-0. Ajax are coming forward now. This is good play. Really good play from Viv. Ball played. Oh, it's a shot. Came in from the edge of the box. Was it deflected? It wasn't. It's gone behind for a goal kick, but that was much better from Viv. Got on the ball there, went past a defender. Looked as though she was going to try and play the ball in, actually. So one or two was a nice turn, actually, initially there from Viv. Much better from her. And then nice little dummy. Looked like she was going to play a ball, and then instead she cut back inside and shot, but she dragged it just to wide of that near post. And there's a few Arsenal fans here in Amsterdam this evening, which is good to see. A nice little stadium. Looks quite full, actually. Looks like it may well be a sellout. Most women's football these days seems to be a sellout, doesn't it? Which is good to see. Long may that continue. Of course, that record crowd on Saturday at the Emirates, just under 50,000 were there. Of course, 53,000 tickets were sold, as they said, but I think it was 47,000, wasn't it, actually in the stadium? A great atmosphere. And it's great to see a crowd like that watching a WSL game. And hopefully there'll be a few more like that this season. Of course, we've still got 2 more at the Emirates in the WSL to come, and hopefully 3 group games in the Champions League. But we need to win this game first to be in that, don't we? I don't know what they'll do actually with those other 3 Emirates games. If we don't qualify for the Champions League, will they just play them in maybe the FA Cup, or put another WSL game in? We'll have to see how that works, really. But let's hope that's not the case. Let's hope we are in the Champions League, and that sorts that problem out, doesn't it? But it'd be interesting to see what they may have to do with those 3 games. Terry says there, that must have been her worst shot on goal ever. Well, it wasn't a great shot, was it? It was nice before what she did before, wasn't it? But it wasn't a great shot. She kind of went to dummy as though she was going to play the ball across, didn't she? And then went for the shot instead. It would have been good if it had come off, I suppose, but it didn't. Anton's in the chat there, says, where are you watching it? It's on Arsenal.com in the UK. I say, I'm not sure where in the world you are and whether you've got access to Arsenal.com. That is where the game is on. If you can't watch it, don't worry. We'll keep you updated with everything that's happening. And Arsenal in the attack here inside the Ajax penalty area, but Katie McCabe headed the ball back across the goal. But again, Ajax defender was in the way, and they managed to deal with that problem again. And that's been the story of this first half. When Arsenal have come forward, Ajax have defended really well when they've needed to. And they did again now. But we've got a throw now on this near side, which Laura Wainwright takes, looks for Viv Miedemeier. And unfortunately, again, it was good defending from Ajax. And the ball bounced off Viv, and it is going to be a throw to Ajax in the defensive third for them on this near side there left. 24 minutes played, Ajax nil, Arsenal nil. So that is, of course, 2-2 on aggregate. And yeah, if it stays like this, it could be a long night. We could have extra time and I say potentially penalties beyond that, which obviously we don't really want. We want to win this game in 90 minutes, but we'll need to be a little bit better in the final third, won't we, if we're going to do that? Because so far we haven't created too much, have we? There was that one effort from Stina straight at the goalkeeper, and then Viv had that shot a few moments ago, as Terry said, probably her worst shot. I wouldn't say it's her worst shot ever. It certainly wasn't her best, was it? And it went wide of that near post. As we look, Arsenal are now in possession now in midfield with Kim Little looking for a pass. Instead, she has to turn around and go back out to that far side to Rafaela Souza, the Brazilian defender. What a great start to the season that she's had. Plays the ball in to midfield. This is again Viv on the ball now. She's got a little bit, it's Viv in possession now with a lovely ball out to this near side. This is better from Arsenal. Can we get a cross in here with Katie McCabe back onto her left foot, ball in towards the near post? Oh, Stina was coming in there trying to reach it at full stretch, but the defender came across. It's going to be a corner to Arsenal, our first corner of the night. That was better play from Arsenal. We got the ball to this near side. Good ball from Katie McCabe in at the near post. Good defending actually there. Just as Stina was looking to pounce, and Arsenal got our first corner. 25.5 minutes played. Terry says a lovely turn by Kim. Indeed it was. Let's see what we can do from this corner from Arsenal's right hand side. Catley is going to go across to take it. Steph Catley, she has got a good delivery on her quite often. Rafaela Souza is going to be the threat here, but it's a low cross. In fact, it's a terrible corner. It's gone into the near post, into the side netting, and it's gone behind. We didn't make the most of that. So in fact, it was Katie McCabe that took that one. It wasn't Steph Catley. Maybe Steph Catley should have taken it. That was especially poor, that corner, actually. Rajendra says there, Rafa, go for it. Indeed, yeah, we wanted her to get on the end of it, but a terrible corner. Didn't give her an opportunity, did it? If the ball's there to be won, she's going to win them headers, isn't she? We know how dangerous she is. And, of course, a great goal that she got on Saturday. Serena Wiegman's in the crowd tonight, obviously, back in her home nation as well. There's a few, of course, a couple of Lionesses players that she'll be keeping an eye on. One, of course, is on the bench tonight, unfortunately, at this moment in time. But I'm sure Beth will come on. But Leah Williamson, the Lionesses captain, has had a very, very good start to this game. She's in possession now for Arsenal on this near side and plays a square ball into midfield to Rafaela Souza. Those two are building up a really strong, solid partnership. Just those 2 goals we've conceded so far this season, both in the first leg of this game last week. Wasn't great defending for either goal, was it, actually, from the pair of them? Leah Williamson, maybe for the second one, didn't do too well, did she? Rafa maybe could have done better for the first goal that they scored. But anyway, that is in the past now. We just need to focus on this game tonight, not concede a goal, and hopefully our quality in the final third will finally show. But anyway, Rafael is in possession at the moment, plays it in to Kim Little, and then goes back again to Manu Zinsberger midway inside Arsenal's half. Terry says there, why is Meadow on the bench? Well, no one's really sure. I think it's just maybe, I don't know. I say you don't really think she needs a rest in this particular game, how important it is, and the fact that we've then got a break. We're not playing again until the 16th of October against Reading. So it does seem strange that she's rested. Yes, the international break coming up, but that doesn't, that's nothing to do with us, is it? I don't know if she's got a little niggly injury, potentially, maybe. I don't know, but she's on the bench. So she must be fit to contribute something to this game. And I'm sure if needed, if we need a goal, I'm sure she will come on at some stage in the second half. But yeah, a little bit of a shock decision that when I saw the team, especially as Katie McKay's playing over on the right-hand side. And we know she's naturally left-footed and she doesn't always maybe give that same balance, does she, on that right-hand side. So is there an injury with Beth or something else? I'm not sure, but it does seem strange that she's not in the starting lineup. It's unusual, isn't it? Because we're just so used to seeing her play. She just plays every game usually. So, yeah, a little bit of a shock there from Jonas, but I'm sure he's got his reasons for doing that. And maybe we will find out at some stage. But hopefully it won't matter. We'll still win the game. And then no one will really be that bothered, will they? And she's had a little rest and she can come back stronger in the next game. Anyway, Arsenal are coming forward now with Laura Wainwright on this near side. She cuts in, looking to try and deliver a ball into the box. There's three bodies in the box to hit, but instead we play the ball out to Katie McKay. Now back into Kim Little. This is better from Arsenal. Good possession. Shot comes in from distance there, but it was Leah Walty, but it hit an Ajax defender, and they do manage to clear it away. But Leah Walty's got the ball back again in midfield. But again, Ajax have won it back, and now they've got an opportunity for a counter-attack on that far side. Rafaela Souza's across, so great defending from her. Gets there ahead of Grant, and Arsenal snuff out that Ajax danger. We have played nearly half an hour here in Amsterdam. It is still Ajax nil, Arsenal nil. So it is, of course, 2-2 on aggregate, remember. Rajendra says they are wearing the Dutch out before she comes on. Well, I don't know if that's the reason. I'm surprised that she's not starting, I must admit. It doesn't make a lot of sense on the face of it, but there's probably reasons that we don't know about, as she got a little injury. That would be my concern. And that would be the only real reason why you'd leave her out. If she's injured, I would say you would start her, even if she's, yes, she's played a lot of football and maybe she's, feeling a bit tired, but you would start her in this game, wouldn't you, surely, and then take her off later on if necessary. But anyway, maybe there's an injury. And Rajendra says Rafa is injured. Well, she's gone down here. This that challenge just a moment ago with Grant, and the two of them actually got a little bit of an injury, and Rafa is currently getting some treatment on a pitch. Of course, she had to go off, didn't she, in the closing stages of that North London derby on Saturday. We did speak about that after the game, and the worry was that she wasn't going to be fit. Obviously, she has been. She's playing, but she's gone down again, and let's hope she's not too badly injured because she's such an important player, isn't she? But at both ends of the pitch, with attacking those crosses and corners into the box, and also as well, of course, her defensive duty as well. But she's back on her feet again, just hobbling over to that far side, having received some treatment. She will have to go off briefly. She's not moving absolutely 100% comfortably at this moment in time, but let's hope she's going to be able to run this off, because the last thing that we need is for her to go off. Yes, Lotta can come on, I'm sure, and do a job, as she has done plenty of times before, but Rafa is just something special, isn't she? But Arsenal now coming forward. Actually, there's a foul inside the centre circle. It was Stina Blackstenius who was fouled. In fact, it's a yellow card for the Ajax defender. I didn't quite see which one it was. It's actually Spitzer, the captain, who's got a yellow card there for Ajax. It was stopping that counter attack in the centre circle. Stina was getting away, and it was one of those sort of fouls that often players do, don't they, to stop a counter attack. And Spitzer did that there, the very experienced Dutch player, but she got herself a yellow card, so she's going to have to be careful now, isn't she, for the rest of this game. But Arsenal have taken that free kick now. Rafaela Souza plays it up that far side. Arsenal looking to get an attack there. Steph Catley, can she get a cross in? In fact, she can't, but the ball's gone behind, and it's going to be... It's a corner, actually, I think the ref's given. Is it a corner? No one seems sure at this moment in time. Steph Catley's going across over to that far side. Yeah, in fact, it is a corner to Arsenal, our second corner, and an opportunity this time. Let's get a good ball in the box. Get Raphael in there and she will be dangerous. She is in there, the big Brazilian defender, looking to get another goal for Arsenal. This would be a really, really important one as well, wouldn't it? The corner is going to be taken by Steph Catley from that far side. It's an outswinger towards the penalty spot. Raphael does get on the end of it, but it's with her foot and not her head, and she lofted it back into the penalty area, but the flag's gone up. I think it might well be an offside, actually. I don't know why we're letting a left footer take a corner from the left and outswinger when you want to really bend it in and let Raphael attack it. Anyway, we didn't on that particular occasion. Ajax managed to scramble that ball away, and they can try and launch an attack of their own. We've played 33 minutes. It's a very tight, cagey game. As we kind of expected last week, there was nothing to choose between the sides, was there, really? And there hasn't been again tonight. Arsenal certainly growing into this game. We've been the better team probably for the last 10 or 15 minutes or so. Ajax had a bit of an earlier spell where they threatened a couple of times, a couple of corners and balls into the box that we managed to deal with. But Arsenal have been the better team, certainly for the last 10 minutes or so. Had a couple of small chances to score, nothing major at this point. But we've certainly grown into the game, and we were looking to establish ourselves in the attacking third a little bit more, and I say hopefully create one or two more opportunities. Ball played up to this near side. Katie McCabe keeps it in. Does she? No, she doesn't. Wasn't a good ball actually too. I think it was Raphael with it, trying to switch the play from left to right, but she couldn't keep it in. Katie McCabe, and it's gone out for a throw to Ajax on this near side, which Verhoeven's going to take. She throws it up the line, but Arsenal deal with that well, actually. It was Laura Wainroffer there with a good challenge. And Steph Catley picks the ball up over on that far side. Oh, it's a bit of a loose back pass, actually, to Manu Zinsberger. She had to scramble to keep that in, preventing the corner, which she's managed to do. I'm not quite sure what Catley was thinking there. Really poor back pass that was. And it wasn't going in the goal, but it would have gone out for a corner. And Manu Zinsberger had to scramble across and managed to prevent that. And it is a throw instead to Ajax over on that far side. Some strange defending there from Arsenal. And Zinsberger did manage to deal with that problem or potential problem. I was not quite sure what Catley was thinking there, actually. But anyway, Arsenal do now have a goal kick. The throw came to nothing, and Arsenal got a chance to regroup now and try and get an attack of our own going. We've got 10 minutes now until half time, and Arsenal now coming forward up this near side. That was a good ball. Ball played into the box. There's a little bit of space. Faustina, a shot on the turn again, but again, it's quite close to the goalkeeper. That was a much better from Arsenal. Stealing again, making those runs into the box. It was Viv Miedemar there with the ball in. And Stina with a lovely run got to the ball and managed to get a shot in as well. But again, it was slightly too close to goalkeeper Kopp, who made a pretty comfortable save. But there's a couple of efforts now for Stina. She's starting to get on the end of some balls into the box and causing a few issues for that Ajax defence. Let's hope the next one goes in. But now it's an Ajax attack up this near side. There's a little bit of space there in the box. No, there's not. As Zinsberger's across well and picks up the ball to prevent that attack there from Ajax. Terry there says, Jonas saying on Arsenal, no injury worries, all fighting fit. Strange decision considering Meadow's form and the importance of this game. Yeah, I mean, you don't know, do you? I mean, obviously what he means is everybody's fit to be in the squad and available, but is she actually fit enough to play the game? We don't know, do we? Anyway, Stina over on that far side tries to get the ball in towards Viv on the edge of the penalty area, but Ajax again defended that pretty well, and they have defended pretty well so far tonight, keeping us at arm's length for the most part. Yeah, we don't know, do we? Is she got a little bit of an illness? Is she not feeling 100%? Who knows? You know, it is strange that she's left out the starting 11 when we don't have a game after tonight for 2 weeks or more than 2 weeks. So, yeah, it's a bit of a strange one. I'm sure Jonas will say later on. In fact, he'll have to answer a lot of questions if we lose tonight, won't he? Why she didn't play. Anyway, let's hope it doesn't come down to that and we can get through anyway. Not that there's anything wrong with this team that we've got tonight. It's a very strong team. I just feel as though on the right-hand side, Katie McCabe doesn't give us the same balance in the attacking third as what Beth does. And I think we've seen that already. We haven't really created much down that side, have we? Anyway, Arsenal are in possession with Raphael Souza over on the far side, Arsenal's left. That's been the outlet so far tonight for us, hasn't it, down that side of the pitch? That's where we've looked more dangerous. And you do feel as though if we are going to score a goal in this game tonight, which we have to at some stage, that will be maybe where it's going to come from. But there's a ball over the top again over that left-hand side, looking for Stina again, trying to get in behind. That's really good defending again, though, from Cardinal. And it is going to be a goal kick to Ajax. But again, Stina looking to stretch that Ajax defence over on that far side. But that was good defending there from, I say, Isla Cardinal. Good play from her. It's a good battle there between her and Stina, actually. And in the end, the ball did run behind for a goal kick. But Arsenal, I say, have started to really get on top of this game, but still not creating too many big opportunities, are we? That's the slight worry at this moment in time. Despite the fact we're playing pretty well, we're not quite able to, are we, create too many chances. But anyway, Rafaela Souza's injured again. This is a worry. Again, she's having some treatment now. She's hobbling off the pitch over on that far side. This is a big worry after she went off at the weekend as well. I've got a feeling her night might be ending a little bit too early, actually. That would be very, very frustrating. In fact, I think she's going to come off. I think it is going to be a substitution now. And it is Lotte Wubben-Moy. Rafaela's having to go off. This is a bad news for Arsenal. Really is bad news. Yes, we know Lotte can come in and do a job. We're not worried about her. But obviously, Rafa is so important for us. And all those injury problems she had last season. She only actually played 5 games last season after joining in January. She missed the last 10 games of the season. Great to have her back in the team, and now she's off again. Let's hope this injury's not too bad. But as we said, we haven't got a game for 2 weeks. She's got plenty of time to get herself fit again. And it's Lotte Wubben-Moy has come on to slot into that defence alongside Leah Williamson, of course, another Euro winner. She's not left. She's been left at the England squad, actually, for these upcoming games, Lotte Wubben-Moy. She didn't, of course, play at all in the Euro. She didn't play in either of the 2 recent England games either. But I say with Serena in the crowd tonight, she's got an opportunity, hasn't she, to maybe show her what she's all about. I mean, Serena knows her anyway, I'm sure, but a good performance here tonight won't do her any harm, will it? Looking ahead, of course, to the World Cup next summer, I'm sure there's a few players fighting for those spaces in that squad. England are going to start one of the favourites, aren't they, to win the World Cup next summer, I'm sure. Caitlin Ford just getting involved over on that far side. The referee's having to step in with Grant there. And in fact, the referee's more upset with the part the Ajax player played in that, actually. Anyway, Regenda says, come on, Moy, indeed. And Terry as well. Come on, Lotte. Yeah, come on, Lotte. Let's, put in a good performance. I'm sure you will. And help us to get through this game. And I say, make Serena maybe regret the decision not to pick you for the squad this time. But hopefully you'll be back in there very soon, I'm sure. But anyway, Ajax coming forward now up that far side, but that's been deflected behind. It's going to be a throw to Ajax on halfway. We are now, 4.5 minutes away from half time. Very tight, nervy first half. This has been very few chances. Arsenal have had 1 or 2, in the last 10 minutes or so. A couple of strikes from Stina Blackstenius at the goalkeeper, Kopp. But Arsenal are coming forward again. We have definitely been the better team, probably overall in this first half, after a shaky spell early on where Ajax, had a few corners and put us under a little bit of pressure. But we've been the better team since then, but very, very few opportunities. And usually for Arsenal, we create chances, don't we? But we haven't really so far tonight. We've got an opportunity now on this near side. It's a throw to Arsenal. Some poor defending, actually, from Ajax. Katie McCabe's taken this throw to Viv on the edge of the box. Ball played inside, looking for the run there of captain Kim Little. But again, it's good defending from Ajax, but they don't do that very well. Meadow shot from the edge of the box, just over the crossbar. Opportunity there for Arsenal. We looked like the chance had gone, but again, we worked hard on the edge of the box to win it back. Kim Little it was, as you would expect, not giving up on that. And in the end, when that clearance came, it actually hit an Ajax defender, fell nicely to Viv. She couldn't quite keep her shot down. And it's going to be another goal kick to Ajax. But this is better from Arsenal. You do feel as though we're going to get 1 or 2 big opportunities in the second half if we keep playing like this. But so far, it is 0-0, and Ajax now coming forward themselves down this near side. Keeping possession. This is good play actually from Ajax. This is the best passage of play they've had for quite some time. Shot there from distance from the edge of the box, but it's too close to Zinsberg. A nice, comfortable save. It was Spitzer there, the captain, getting forward for Ajax, but a comfortable save from Zinsberg. A shot from about 25 yards. Terry says here, Jonas looking more like a rapper than Arsenal manager. Yeah, in his baseball cap, he's looking cool, actually. He is looking a bit of a dude tonight, isn't he, Jonas? But yeah, he's looking a little bit like a rapper, yeah. Like a sort of a Swedish Eminem, maybe. But anyway, Ajax currently in possession with goalkeeper Kopp just outside their penalty area, plays the ball out to that far side. We are now into the final 2.5 minutes of this first half. Very, very tight and cagey it's been. I mean, I think the owners will be reasonably satisfied with how we've played in this first half. I'm sure we'll have a nice rap about it at half time with the players, but we do seem to have, we do seem in control without causing Ajax too many problems. And I'm sure he'll be reasonably happy with how we've played. Just maybe looking for a little bit more quality in that final third. Of course, we know who can provide that quality, don't we? She's sitting on the bench currently at this moment in time, and I'm sure we will see her in the second half. And Arsenal coming forward again over on that far side. Caitlin Falls had a good first half, and that's Kim Little plays the ball inside. This is better from Arsenal now. Laura Wainwright on this near side cuts inside. Is this going to be a moment for Arsenal? Wainwright has held up actually briefly, but she's done well, and she's won a throw for Arsenal. She knows she hasn't. It's come off the Austrian. Is going to be a throw to Ajax. Maybe an opportunity to get the ball in the box a little bit quicker there, Laura, and she didn't take it. And in the end, that attack came to nothing. We are now in the closing stages here of this first half. It is Ajax 0, Arsenal 0, 2-2 still on aggregate, of course. Winner takes all tonight, isn't it? The winner of this game will get the glories of being in the Champions League group stage. It's so important that it's us that are there. But we've still got quite a lot of work to do. The ball there, from Leah Walton there, tried to look for Katie McCabe on this near side. She's not been in this game, Katie McCabe, at all. And depending on the situation with Beth, I'll be tempted to change that at half time. Nothing against Katie McCabe. We know what a great player she is. She just hasn't been able to get in this game at all in this first half. And we know the quality that Beth Mead's got down this right-hand side. I would be making that change if Beth's got 45 minutes in now. We don't know, do we? Anyway, Arsenal trying to come forward again. And then the ball's gone out. He's going to be a throw on this near side to Arsenal, which Katie McCabe is going to take, or is she going to leave it to Laura Wainroffer? In fact, it's going to be Wainroffer to take this throw. This could be Arsenal's last chance into the last 30 seconds of this first half. There'll be a little bit of stoppage time due to those injuries to Rafaela Souza. She went down, and Arsenal have won a corner at the very, very end of this first half. In fact, have we? Oh, it must have come off. It must have come off Wainroffer. It's actually going to be a goal kick. And you'd imagine that when this goal kick is taken, that will be probably the end of this first half. We have played the 45. In fact, I think it is a corner to Arsenal. It is a corner, actually. Looked like the players were going back, taking that position for a goal kick, but it looks like it is a corner to Arsenal on this near side. No Rafa, of course, now to win the header, so it might have to be Leah Williamson, maybe, who's going to get the goal instead, which wouldn't be too bad, would it? We can deal with that if Leah Williamson decides to score. Now this corner comes in towards the end of the 6 yard. It's a good ball, but actually it's an Ajax head away. A shot from distance from Katie McCabe, I think it was. A little bit of frustration maybe for her. She's not been in this game. She took a wild swing at that. It's gone behind. And there's going to be 2 minutes, actually, of stoppage time at the end of this first half. And we've played 30 seconds of that. And we've got a comment in there from Lalorus Manga. Where do I watch the stream illegally? Well, it is on arsenal.com in the UK. I don't know where in the world you are and whether you've got access to arsenal.com. But if you haven't, then you would have to probably find some illegal way of watching it. I don't know. But anyway, just stay with us. We'll keep you updated with everything that's going on. You won't miss anything here. Even though, unfortunately, we can't show you the action due to the fact we would get shut down. But we will keep you updated with everything that's happening. And hopefully was going to end up being a good Arsenal victory. Which Andrew says there, Katie's not been her best. Well, no, I mean it's not her best position, is it? That's the problem, and she's just not offering the right balance. I don't think. Loki says there, McCabe to the left, Mead on with Knobs. Do you mean wall tee off? Is that what you do? I'm not sure about that. I mean, yes, I would maybe see. I think Caitlin Fall's doing well on that left hand side. So I wouldn't necessarily take her off. Maybe just do a straight swap, take Katie off, bring Beth Mead on. Simple one-for-one, like-for-like swap in this game, positional, rather than changing 2 or 3 players around to make one sub. I don't know. I'm not sure Jordan Knobs has played enough football to be really sharp enough. And in fact, there goes a half-time whistle as we was talking there. And it's 0-0 at half-time. And it's been a very, very cagey game, hasn't it? Very, very few chances. We had a couple of shots on target from Stina, which were fairly comfortable saves for goalkeeper Lias Kopp. other than that, we've been the better team, certainly in terms of possession of the ball, but we haven't really got in behind their defence enough. And we've got a lot of work to do still in the second half if we're going to get the goal that we need, or maybe more than one goal we might need to get through. But yeah, at half time, it is Ajax 0, Arsenal 0. So it's still 2-2 on aggregate. Not quite the same open game it was last week. It's a lot more cagey tonight. But we're still in it, and that's the main thing. We're very much still in this game. And you'd imagine the second half, one or two slight changes, as we did last week, didn't we? At half time, Jonas made one or two little tactical adjustments and changed things in our favour, and we obviously went on to get the draw. And I think tonight he needs to make one or two little adjustments as well, and hopefully we can be a little bit more of a threat going forward in the second half. And we need to score a goal, basically, don't we? To go, well, both teams do. If we're going to go through, we do need to score a goal. So let's see what happens. But yeah, it's been difficult. It's been a difficult first half for the forward players, hasn't it, tonight? And Ajax have defended really, really well. Regenda says her shooting has been off as well. Yeah, she's not really had the ball, actually, Katie. Loki says they're forward down the middle. Well, no, see, I like Stina. I think Stina is the one that we need through the middle still. I think she has posed a threat to the Ajax defence. She's our best opportunities have fallen to her. So I still think that we should keep her maybe for the time being. Obviously, Ford is an option through the centre. We saw that at the weekend, but maybe not yet. I would just take off Katie, bring on Beth, and leave everything else as it is for 10, 15 minutes, and then maybe look at maybe making some other substitutions. As you said, maybe try Caitlin Ford through the centre later on. Terry says that I was thinking Ford right, Katie down left. I'm not sure if Ford really is. Again, she's not that comfortable on the right, is she? She likes playing on the left-hand side, cutting in. I don't know whether or not she'd be as effective on the right. Don't forget, of course, we've got Lena Hurtig as well on the bench. Yes, again, she's another one that prefers to be on the left, isn't she? But again, she's an option, isn't she, to come on in the second half and potentially play on the left-hand side with Beth on the right and change things a little bit, which I think we need to do. The final third, it hasn't quite worked for us yet, has it? It's not quite working as smoothly as we know it can, as we've seen plenty of times recently, and certainly in the WSL this season. Going forward, it hasn't been a problem, has it? We've been scoring goals for fun. So yeah, not quite as fluid tonight, and I do feel there's not the balance that we had. One of the things I felt on Saturday against Tottenham was the balance in the team was really good, and we haven't looked as balanced tonight. It hasn't helped, obviously. Rafa's had to go off now, which doesn't give us that left-footed balance at the back, because obviously Lotta's come on, and because she's more right-footed, with Leah right-footed as well, we don't get that same balance there, so that's unfortunate. And I say in the front three with Katie McCabe on the right, not really giving us that balance. Yes, I know she played a little bit on the right, didn't she, against Tottenham as well in parts of that game. But yeah, I don't know. The balance isn't quite there for me tonight so far, but plenty of time. We've still got a second half to come, and I'm sure that would be what we need. Regenda says Mead on now. Maybe we'll see. Loki says they're right players in the proper positions work. Well, yeah, it does, exactly. And I'm always surprised when that doesn't happen more often. You do seem to find players popping up in positions that they're not the most comfortable with, and that seems to be maybe what it is with Katie tonight. So far, it seems, but we'll see what happens. I mean, there's still plenty of time to make one or two adjustments, and I'm sure Jonas will do what's necessary in the second half to produce certainly a little bit more of an attacking threat from us. I think overall we played pretty well. Ajax haven't had. I mean, Zinsberg has made one save, hasn't she? And that's it. So we've certainly been the slightly better team, but it's very, very tight, isn't it? There's nothing to choose. Regenda says there it will need to be 2 subs. Well, I mean, potentially. I mean, the good news is we've got 5 subs we can use. We've got 4 more that we can use because we've used one already. So we've got plenty of options on the bench here. Bocci's on the bench, obviously Beth Mead, Lena Hurtig, as we said, Frida Mann and Jordan Nobbs. Lots of attacking options on the bench as well, isn't there? So I'm sure we will utilise that as things move along. Lara Manga says Viv scoring a banger second half. Well, let's hope so. Let's really hope so. We may well need something special from somebody because so far there's been so little to choose between the sides over the 2 game or 1.5 games so far. So yeah, maybe it will take something special. Maybe it will be a Viv banger that wins it for us. back, of course, in our home country. That would be great, wouldn't it? Rajendra says there, Katie left back and the other Aussie centre back left. See, again, I don't know. Yes, I like Katie left back. I must admit, I do like Katie playing left back. But I think Steph's doing well. And why put a naturally left back as a centre back when you've got a centre back in Lotte Wubben-Moy on the pitch already? So I wouldn't do that personally. But anyway, we'll see. Rajendra says, I thought it was only 3 exchanges with 5 subs. Yeah, you can make. You can bring on 5 substitutes, but you've only got 3 opportunities to do it. Obviously, we've got 2 more opportunities to do it, but we can bring on 4 more players, in those 2 substitution periods, can't we? So, we can bring on 2 and 2 or 3 and 1, wherever we want to do it. I personally think at half time we may well make a change. I think we may well see Beth, and let's hope that we do, because we know how important she is. Terry says there, Beth looks pretty fit in the half-time warm-up. Yeah, I mean, maybe she is fit. Maybe it's a tactical decision by Jonas. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe there isn't an injury or any issue with her. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But it's a strange one, isn't it? If it is a tactical decision, you have to say it's probably not really worked, because we haven't looked as balanced as I say in that first half without Beth there. But ultimately, if we get through, he brings Beth on and she creates a winning goal and we go through, then everyone will say it was a genius decision and we'll all be happy that no one will care. But it's a big call, isn't it? If there is no problem with her, if she's not fit, she's not got an injury, she's not got an illness, there's nothing wrong with her at all, and we lose this game and he didn't start her, then questions are going to be asked. And he knows that. So it's a brave decision, and it must be one that he's happy with and comfortable with. And so far, we're doing okay in this game. We've played pretty well. But, I think we know how important she is and the influence that I'm sure she'll have if she does come on. Rajendra says there, but you criticise the left centre-back being right foot. No, I mean, I did, but that's only... Rafa is the only natural centre-back we've got who's left-footed, isn't she? And now she's had to go off. So we don't have that balance. Yes, I can see what you're saying, and Steph would maybe give us the balance in that sense. But, I would only play Steph there if there was no other central defender that we had on the bench who could come on and play. Then I would maybe consider that for that balance reasons. But I mean, Wubben-Moy has done well, hasn't she, when she's played at the end of last season. Of course, when Rafa was injured, she came in, played that left-sided centre-back role really well. So I've got no problems with Lotte playing there. I'm sure she's going to be okay. She's done okay when she's been on. She hasn't had a lot to do so far since she's come on, but I'm not worried about her playing there. We just don't get that same balance as we do with Rafa. But Rafa's a one-off anyway, isn't she? What she brings to the team, and she's going to be a big loss in the second half. There's no doubt. I say at both ends of the pitch actually, because the threat that she poses from set pieces, as we saw on Saturday. But she's injured. Let's hope it's not too serious and she's back for the next game, of course, against Reading on the 16th of October. We've got a bit of a break, haven't we, for the internationals and what have you. So I'm not quite sure why there's a 2-week break, actually. Does anybody know why there's 2 Saturdays in a row without a WSL game that we're playing? We're not playing, like I say, till the 16th of October after tonight. So there's 2 weekends in a row. Obviously, the internationals account for one of them weeks, doesn't it? I'm not really sure why there's 2 weeks, if anyone knows. But anyway, let's see what happens in the second half anyway, before we worry about that too much. Terry says there, do you think we bring anyone in the next window, as we do look out of shape without the mighty Meadow? Well, Jonas said, didn't he, when he was asked about the transfer window, when we only, of course, brought in Lena Hurtig and Kayla Marquise in the summer, and he said he did want to bring one more player in, and he couldn't get that player in the summer. So he said, hopefully next window he can do that. So yes, I expect us to bring in at least one more player in the January window. I'm assuming it's a midfield player as opposed to probably a wide player, because I don't think we've got the options in the front three. With Lena, who's just come in, obviously Beth Mead, Manuel Bocci can play in there. Jordan Nobbs can play across that front three as well. Caitlin Ford, Stina, Katie McCabe, if you play on the left-hand side more so than on the right. Obviously Viv can move further forward if necessary as well. So I think it'll be a midfield player in January that we'll bring in. And I think Jonas knows who he wants. and I think he'll get that player in. I just don't think he could. It was possible in the summer, and I think that's the only reason. So yeah, I do think that will definitely happen in January. I don't know which player he's looking at. I don't know. I don't even really want to speculate, but I'm sure one player will come in January, and it will be a midfield player, I believe. Because I do feel that's the area that you got Kim Little and Leah Walty, a great partnership in there, work really well together. But it's only really Frida Marnham that can come in either of those two positions. And you have to say, as Jonas pointed out, didn't he, that Frida Marnham's not quite there defensively yet. The defensive side of her game's not quite ready in the same sense that, in the same defensive way that Leah Walty is, and I think that's the player that we'll bring in, someone who can play that defensive midfield role as an option for Leah Walty, who we know has had her injury problems. We saw last season, though, the games that she missed, Leah Walty, were the games that we lost, the big games that we lost. That Birmingham game when she pulled out in the warm up, and that unsettled us, and we lost. And of course, the second leg in Wolfsburg in the Champions League, where I'm still not really sure why she couldn't play in that game. There was some reason, wasn't there? And we lost that game as well. And I feel as though if she'd played in that second leg, we may well have been able to get through. So I think that's going to be the player that we'll bring in. I think it will be that sort of a player that will come in. But we'll see. I'll say he seems pretty sure. He knows who he wants. So we'll see what's going to happen in the second half. We'll see what we're doing. But yeah, it should be interesting second half, and a tricky second half, as we know. But I thought we were the better team in that half. And if we keep playing like that, and we maybe get Beth on, I'm sure we can create those one or two big chances. And we've got the players to take them, and I'm sure we will get through. I'm still confident that we'll go through, even though it's still going to be difficult. Terry says, "Yeah, don't look like Beth's coming on as she's back out having a kick around." No, I mean, Jonas doesn't tend to make subs at half time, does he? Very often, unless there's injuries. I can't remember when he's actually done that before. He probably has. I can't think off the top of my head, but he's not one to do that, is he? So I think his plan, if this is a plan and it isn't to do with some sort of injury issue, then I think his plan would be maybe 10 or 15 minutes into the second half, if we're still in this position where we're drawing the game, then I think he might bring Beth on, and that may be the change that makes the difference, and puts us through into the group stage. But we'll see what happens. Yeah, I don't know. I think in the second half we'll definitely see Beth at some point. We'll definitely see Lena Hurtig at some point. The other substitute, I'm not sure. Would it be Jordan? Possibly. Maybe she might come on in the second half. We'll see. Frida Marnham, maybe. She plays that forward role quite well, doesn't she? She got a few goals last season. So we've got options on the bench. So that's the good news. Hopefully, one of those options will come on in the second half and get us the goal or goals that we need to go through. And yeah, we know Beth will be able to give us that quality. We know that because we know what a great player she is. And she's proved it on so many occasions, hasn't she? And I'm sure she will come on. But yeah, maybe not at half time. No, you're probably right, Terry. I'm not sure if she will. But we will see. The teams are just, Arsenal are just returning actually to the field in an all black kit. Leah Walty and Caitlin Ford. Jonas is coming back out with his M&M style baseball cap on. He's looking pretty cool and trendy tonight, actually, Jonas. I think he saw me wearing my baseball cap in the vlog on Saturday, and he's decided that it's a good look and he wants to copy it. That's what he's done. But we'll see. Anyway, Katie McCabe has come out for the second half, so that particular substitution hasn't been made as yet. And I don't think, as Loki has said there, no substitutions for the second half. No, and we wasn't necessarily expecting them at half time, possibly. I think maybe 10 minutes into the second half, if it's still 0-0, I can see Beth Mead coming on for Katie McCabe and possibly going on and helping us win this game. But the Arsenal are just doing their huddle for the start of the second half. Leah Williamson is calling them together. Kim Little, of course, captain, doing her role. Ajax are just coming out now as well. to get this second half up and underway. A big second half coming up, isn't it, for Arsenal? A really, really big second half. And well, a big second half for both teams, let's be honest, because Ajax will want to go through as well, won't they? Terry says, come on, you women gunners. Lots of double second half. Wouldn't that be great? Lots of women might get a couple of goals. You know, she's a threat from set pieces. She scored a couple of goals from corners and stuff, hasn't she? And Lesman just says, predictions for upcoming North London derby. I've got 2-0 to the Arsenal. It's going to be a tough one, isn't it? Tottenham unbeaten. We're playing well. It's going to be a big game, isn't it? I never like the early kickoffs. I must admit, on a Saturday, I never think we generally play that well. But obviously, at the Emirates, with everything, the crowd on our side, everything like that, I do think we'll win. I think it might be a little bit close. I'm going to go 2-1 for Saturday's North London derby, and we'll see. But yeah, I'll go 2-1. But obviously, we'll win. Of course, we'll win because it's Tottenham, isn't it? And we always beat Tottenham. Anyway, we are up and underway in the second half. Ajax have kicked off. Rajendra says Kim Little is the captain. Indeed, she is. Loki says, come on, 2-0 to the Arsenal. That'd be nice. Rajendra says, I'm 3-1 to the Arsenal. Okay, yeah, you 3-1 to the Arsenal. No, that would be great for the Tottenham game on Saturday. That would be good. But before we get on to Tottenham, we have to beat Ajax tonight, don't we? We have to win this game and go through. And we have won a throw over on that far side. Kim Little it was. Played the ball off of Whedon there, and it is a throw to Arsenal coming forward now. Arsenal over on this far side. This is a good play actually from Viv Meadow Park. Tries to thread the ball through there, looking for the run of Caitlin Ford, but again, the final ball wasn't quite of the quality required, and Ajax do deal with that. We've played a minute of the second half. It's still 0-0. Jonas is looking a little bit apprehensive on the sideline. Wonder what words of wisdom he said during the break, and has it inspired us suitably to get this game won? We shall see. Zinsberger now plays the ball out to that far side. Ball up that far side. This is a good attack from Arsenal. Can we get the ball through? Not quite. It wouldn't quite fall there for Katie McCabe. Good defensive play from Whedon, actually, but it's going to be a throw to Arsenal. Rajendra says 3-0 to the Arsenal today. Well, that would be nice, but it's been tight. Suddenly we've got an opportunity. Now, start the second half. A shot there from Steiner from the edge of the box, blocked again by the Ajax defence, who have defended well. Terry says a lot of 2, Kim and Ford. Are you still sticking with your 4-1, are you, Terry? Okay, well, you know, you never know. You may well be right. But personally, I would take a 1-0 at this moment in time all day long, and I'll be very, very happy with that. Because it's been a game of very, very few chances, hasn't it? Although maybe one goal might open it up. Who knows? We'll see. We've played 2 minutes of the second half, though. It is still Ajax 0, Arsenal 0. So it is still 2-2 on aggregate, of course. And the winner, as we said, goes into the group stage, and the loser goes out of Europe completely. There's no Europa League backup in the women's game for those who get knocked out of the Champions League. There's just nothing, no European football for Arsenal this season. If we don't win this game tonight, that would be an absolute disaster, wouldn't it? But we've been playing pretty well tonight, and I'm still confident that we will get the job done by hook or by crook, somewhere or the other. I'm sure we will find a way to win this game. But Ajax in possession, currently trying to play out from the back. Arsenal pressing high up the pitch, a little bit quicker, pressing actually at the start of the second half. We've won the ball on the far side. We know we haven't got a lucky ricochet, actually, and Ajax can come forward themselves. And then there's a foul over on that far side by Laura Wainwright, and it's going to be a free kick to Ajax. The referee maybe thought about getting a yellow card out there, actually, for the Austrian right back for Arsenal, but decided against it. It was just it's very late, actually. That probably is worth a yellow card when you see a replay. But anyway, I don't think she got a yellow card, and Ajax are back in possession over on that far side. They've not really posed us too many problems, did they? They caused us a lot of worries last week, didn't they? Especially down their right hand side. But in that first half, they didn't really create too much, did they? Manu Zinsberger had one save to make, and again they're trying to come forward there, but lacking that quality in that pass. And the longer this game goes on, you do feel that Arsenal are going to grow stronger and stronger, and be able to get this result. But at the moment, it's still very, very much in the balance, isn't it? 0-0 on the night, 2-2 on aggregate. No away goals, of course. Don't fret. 0-0 doesn't knock us out at 90 minutes tonight. There is no away goals. We don't need to score 2 or 3. We just need to win. You know, a draw, 2 draws isn't enough for anybody anymore. Oh, Ajax playing it back to back, almost caught out there. Stina was almost in. And the goalkeeper there was charged down, a clearance by Viv, but the ball's going to bounce out of play on this near side. Good pressure that from Arsenal. We've definitely stepped it up since half time. Jonas, I think that must have been one of the things he said, to try and press higher up the pitch, win the ball back quicker. We're coming forward now with Kim Little. A lovely ball up the line. Oh, it's just cut out again. Good defending from Ajax. They're very, very organised, aren't they, Ajax, defensively? They were last week, and they have been again. But Arsenal with a quick throw. Steph Catley finds Caitlin Ford. Arsenal now looking to try and move the ball a little bit quicker than we did in that first half. Steph Catley again now in possession on this near side. Arsenal's left goes back to Lotta Wubben-Moy. Actually, no, sorry, that's Leah Walty. Lotta Wubben-Moy now's got it coming forward for Arsenal. Good play from her, but that pass has gone out of play. It's going to be a throw to Ajax. We've played nearly 5 minutes of the second half. It's starting to get very tense, isn't it? But Ajax has just given the ball away to Caitlin Ford on this near side. Is this going to be the moment for Arsenal? Viv Miedemar now picks up on the edge of the box. Is she going to try a shot from the edge of the box? She does. Oh, it's in! Viv Miedemar with the goal. What was it? Someone said it was going to be a banger from Viv, and there is. That's just what we were needing. The breakthrough comes 50 minutes. What a strike it was from Viv. A mistake from Ajax. They were made to pay. What a goal that is. Viv Miedemar has not had a greatest season, I don't think, so far. She hasn't looked fit, but she's got a very, very important goal 5 minutes into the second half. It was a throw from Ajax. They gave the ball away to Caitlin Ford. A ball square, lovely play, lovely little layoff actually from Katie McCabe, and then a shot from the edge of the box and Viv into that bottom corner, and it is. 1-0 to the Arsenal, which means 3-2 on aggregate to the Arsenal as well. Viv Miedemar, her 3rd goal of the season. Of course, she got 2. And Laura Manga says there, Viv, I told you, yeah, you're right. You did tell us, and we should have believed you. But a great goal it was. It's almost like you've seen it before. Anyway, else coming forward again with Stina Blackstairs on this near side. Oh, again, it's good defending, actually. That was from Cardinal again. And Loki says there 1-0. Indeed, it is 1-0. Rajendra says 1-0 to the Arsenal. Terry says, Viv, come on, you Gunners. And Terry says 5-1 now. Viv has scored as well. Let's be honest, we're winning, and that's all I care about. And looks as though it's finally coming our way. A little bit of quality that we said we had in that final third. We know Viv's got it in abundance, and she showed it once again. A lovely finish from the edge of the box into that bottom corner. And that's the big breakthrough. And now we've got a platform, haven't we, to go on. And as Terry says there, who needs Meadow? Indeed, yeah. We don't need Meadow at all, do we? We can win this game without her. I'm sure we will see that at some stage. But anyway, we are now in front. Suddenly things are looking a little bit brighter. We're looking a little bit less stressed now. We've got the goal, and let's hope that we can, that's a platform, isn't it, to go on now and, you know, get through that as we need to do. But a lovely goal from Viv. So I don't think she's quite been at her best so far this season. But anyway, we'll come forward again. Laura Wainwright with a cross there. It's deflected off the Ajax defender. It's a corner to Arsenal. We are now starting to really get on top. Good play that was from Laura Wainwright. It's actually pouring down with rain in Amsterdam. We know the feeling it's been raining here in Wales most of the week we've been here so far. Although today's been a better day, and just looking out the window there, it is quite a nice, pleasantly bright evening as well. But anyway, it is raining in Amsterdam. But the most important news is Arsenal are ahead, and it is the Dutch woman who has scored the goal as well, Viv Miedemar, back in our homeland. And the corner comes into the near post, but goalkeeper Kopp does well, actually. Our set piece deliveries haven't been very good, have they, in this game? You have to say our corners and stuff haven't been great tonight. But anyway, we won't mind too much if the game finishes in as it is at the moment. But we've still got a long way to go. We've only played 53 and a half minutes again, and we've won the ball high up the pitch. That's been a feature of the second half. That was what you imagine that Jonas has done at half time, because we felt we maybe needed to do that, and that's what we've done. And it's paid off. It was a mistake by Ajax. We won the ball back, and we have got ourselves a goal on the back of it from Viv Miedemar. Of course, now also coming forward again. This is good play actually from Kim Little, as you would expect. That ball played to this near side. This is good play again. Caitlin Ford on the edge of the penalty area. Plays the ball outside. Oh, and it was good defending again, though. Maybe the wrong ball, actually. And again, it was Cardinal, actually. He's had a decent game at the back for Ajax tonight. Quite a good defender. If we're maybe in the market for a new defender in the summer, in the January window, I mean, she may well be an option because she's looked pretty tidy tonight, has to be said. But Arsenal are still in possession now inside our own half with Lotta Wooben-Moy, who's actually playing on the right-hand side, and Leah Williamson is moving to the left now. Lotta's probably more comfortable on the right, has to be said, and that's probably a sensible decision. And that ball there played by Lotta, actually, but it's headed out by Van der Most for Ajax, who are now trying to come forward themselves. Of course, they'll still feel they're in this game. Obviously, one more goal would bring them level again. And that would, of course, take into extra time now coming forward now. Ajax, this is a nice play for them to their best move of the second half. As shots deflected actually off Leah Williamson, and Arsenal struggling to clear their lines at the minute. But now Viv picks it up. But again, Ajax have won the ball back now. Arsenal got a chance to counter attack. A lovely touch there from Viv, and now Arsenal can come forward with Caitlin Ford. It was her play that led to the goal. And she's done well again, Caitlin Ford. She's having a good game. This is nice from Arsenal. A little bit of space now in midfield. Is this going to be the moment to get the second goal? The ball played into the box. Oh, it was a touch there off. Was it Katie McCabe? She should have maybe let it run through. It was Katie McCabe. She let it run through to Stina Blackstenius, and she'd have maybe had an opportunity at goal there. Instead, it came off of Katie McCabe and ran through to the goalkeeper. But that was much better attack from Arsenal. Really good play, actually. But not quite, again, the final product. And it is now going to be a throw to Ajax. I think it is over on that far side. In fact, it was a free kick, which has been taken quickly. We've played 11 minutes of the second half. It is Ajax 0, Arsenal 1. So that's 3-2 to Arsenal on aggregate. It was Viv Miedema with the goal tonight. And that's, I say, her third goal of the season following those two in the derby. She's not even at her best yet. Imagine what she's going to do when she's actually properly fit. Everybody needs to be worried about that. And it was a great goal as well. Two very good goals from out the weekend as well. Anyway, Ajax are now coming forward. This job certainly isn't done as yet, is it? We know Ajax did get a late equaliser last week when we thought we was over the line. So we certainly can't afford to relax yet tonight, can we? Steph Catley with that ball up this near side, but it's gone out for a throw to Ajax. We've just maybe Ajax have just maybe lifted their game slightly since the goal, actually. It's been their best spell of this second half. It's been their best spell since very early in this game. A ball played in behind. Ajax are in on this near side, inside the penalty area. Oh, good defending there from Leah Williamson. Absolutely brilliant piece of defending. And she's managed to win the goal kick as well. Just for a moment there, it looked as though Ajax were in behind. But Williamson came across and did what Leah Williamson does best, and that was get the ball and win the goal kick for Arsenal. Brilliant play from the England captain. Katie McCabe over on that far side plays the ball back to Laura Wainhofer, plays it forward, looking for Stina, who's going to close down the defence. Couldn't quite get there, actually. And the ball has now gone out of play, though, for a throw to Ajax over on that far side. Coming up towards the hour mark, and maybe the pressure to get Beth Mead on now has eased, hasn't it, since the goal. I still think we will see her, but it's not so urgent to get her on as early now, is it? The way this game's going, we're in front and we're looking fairly comfortable. So we'll see what that brings us. Anyway, at the moment, Leah Williamson in possession for Arsenal, plays it out to the far side to Lotta Wooben-Moy, who's now saying move to the right hand side of the front of the back, the central defenders. And now it's going to be Steph Catley coming forward. Leah Walshy up this near side, plays the ball in to Caitlin Ford, who's done really well again. She's had a great game, Caitlin Ford, tonight. Really, really good. And she's done well again. And that's a good ball up the line to Catley. Can Catley get away? She can. This is a good play from Steph Catley. Oh, she couldn't quite get a crossing, but she's still in possession. Plays the ball in towards the box. Is this going to be a chance for Arsenal for a second goal? Viv Miedema again across the goalkeeper. Surely it's there. No. Oh, it was scrambled away. Brilliant play again from Viv there. But I don't know if that was a shot or a cross. It went across the face of the goal. No Arsenal player could get on the end of it. And Ajax again scrambled. You do feel as though if we can get a second goal now, that will surely seal the deal. We are in possession again over on that far side now, coming forward. Laura Wainwright it is in possession for Arsenal over on that far side. Plays the ball back to Lotta Woubermoy. Arsenal, that was an opportunity there. Good, really good play it was actually. Caitlin Ford and Steph Catley did really well down this near side, Arsenal's left. Viv Miedemar inside the penalty area, twisted and turned, pulled the ball across the box and just needed a touch from somebody, but in the end it was an Ajax defender managed to get it away. But the second goal, you do feel if it comes now, it is going to be so important. But Ajax do deal with this attack from Arsenal. Now they're coming forward themselves. While it's only 1-0, we saw that one goal lead last week wasn't enough, was it? And now Ajax coming forward over on this far side. They are still in this game. Cross comes in towards the penalty spot, but it's just about dealt with actually there by Leah Walty. And then it's played back to goalkeeper Zinsberger. But that's a poor clearance actually. And Ajax now pick up possession again over on that far side. We've played 60 minutes. It is still Ajax 0, Arsenal 1. So that's 3-2 to Arsenal in aggregate. But it's still very tight, this game. I say it was a late equaliser last week. We looked as though we'd done enough, and it wasn't quite enough. But certainly one goal is never going to be a comfortable lead against a team like Ajax, is it? So we need to make sure that we can get that second goal when we're on top. Really good play that was from Viv. In fact, it was a shot. It was a shot. It was well saved, actually, by the goalkeeper. It wasn't across the goal. It was the goalkeeper pushing out the shot. It was a good save, actually. We've got a new member to the channel. Terry is a member now. Thank you very much, Terry, for joining us. If you want to become a member of the channel, there's a link in the description as well. And we'll be doing some special stuff for the members of the channel as well. Loads of perks. You can see it from the link in the description if you do want to join. Terry says, I didn't know you had memberships. Found it by mistake to just join. Yeah, I set it up a couple of weeks ago. You know, I'm not really pushing it too much. If people want to join, it'd be great. And we'll be doing some decent stuff from members as we go along. You know, special videos and discount on some merchandise when we start doing that soon as well. So loads of great stuff for members. If you do want to become a member, please click on that link and have a look and see. But the most important thing at this moment in time is Arsenal winning this game. And Ajax are coming forward, though, looking threatening here, but there's a ball played over the top. Good defending, though, while Laura Wainwright plays it back to goalkeeper Manu Zinsberger, goes long up this near side. And Arsenal in possession again with Steph Catley. The two Australians have linked up well on this left-hand side tonight. Really, really good stuff from them. And Arsenal coming forward again. That's a ball over the top, looking for Stina, but it's overhit. And Ajax will clear that up and look to try to build an attack of their own. They now need to score, of course, Ajax, if they're going to stay in Europe this season. And you do feel as though maybe the longer the game goes on, they'll have to take one or two more risks to try to get the goal, and then it might leave one or two spaces in behind for us to exploit and hopefully get the second goal and seal the deal. But anyway, let's see. Ajax are coming forward now. A little bit of space over on that far side. Cross comes in from Van der Moss, was it? Or was it? No, it was Whedon, sorry. Good defending, though, from Katie McCabe. And it is going to be a corner, though, to Ajax, which we're going to have to deal with this. Majendra says Stina's been marked. Well, she has been marked pretty well, but I still think she'll get an opportunity and I still think she'll score. Anyway, corner's coming in now from Ajax over on that far side. Again, they go short with the corner, don't put it into the box what they do now, but that's well over hit and it's going behind for a goal kick. Again, Ajax not making the most of the set pieces, which is good news for us, of course, because we don't want them to, do we? Because we don't want them to score. Because we're in the lead, we've got the advantage and we want to see this through and progress into the group stage. I think Ajax are making a substitution, are they? In fact, they have made a substitution, Ajax. We'll just bring it out when I find out who's gone off and who's come on. In fact, it is Whedon that's gone off. Number 11, Ashley Whedon, and it is Tina Hoekstra that's come on. Teeny Hoekstra, sorry, that's come on for them. So an attacking change for Ajax, looking to try and find a way back into this game. Of course, Teeny Hoekstra did come on last week, didn't she? Towards the end of that game, and of course did help them to get a goal back. Regina says we put them under pressure. Yeah, no, we started the second half really well, didn't we? We did put them under pressure. We obviously got the goal, and now we've just stepped back slightly, haven't we? But Ajax have got to come on to us now. They need a goal. They're going to have to come at us, and I'm sure that will give us more space in behind as the game wears on, if it stays like this, and we'll be able to pick them off, hopefully. But Ajax are coming forward now. We don't want to concede a goal, do we? We need to be as solid in the rest of this game as we've been in the WSL this season. No goals conceded, of course, domestically for a very long time, since February, I think it was, when we conceded 2 goals, and those 2 shot goals actually against Birmingham, if you remember, in that game. We did win 4-2. And they were the last 2 goals we've conceded in the WSL, which will say back in February. So it is a good run that we've been on, and we need to be solid again at the back. Regina says, so they rushed their pass. Exactly, yes. Caitlin Ford again has done really well down this near side. Ball played across the box, but it's deflected away. But Arsenal do pick up again with Katie McCabe. And now Arsenal just comfortably keeping possession. Leah Williamson plays it to this near side. Steph Catley again. Caitlin Ford did well now over on that this near side. She's got the ball again. The Australian, a great game from her tonight. She's been probably our best player, I would say, maybe. Her and Viv have probably been the best too. There's a ball over the top from Lotte Wouben-Moy there. It's overhit. Looking for the running again of Stina, who's making some great runs as always, but the ball's just not quite getting to her, is it? It's either overhit or it's just the wrong side of her defender just getting there first. So a bit of a frustrating night for Stina, but she certainly worked very hard, and she has caused the Ajax defence a few problems. The ball over the top there, but Manu Zinsberger is out of her penalty area to clear that away. She actually cleared it very well, but Laura Weinroffer does well actually to help out, and now it's going to be Wouben-Moy who clears it long towards halfway. Caitlin Ford then picks up that ball and pings it over to that far side. It was a strange ball actually, but Katie McCabe is battling away for it there. She's got the ball. She's won it well there, Katie McCabe. She's won a throw for Arsenal, has she? In fact, I think the throw may have gone to Ajax. We've played 66 minutes here in Ajax. Ajax nil, Arsenal 1. So that's 3-2. And it is time for the Meadow is coming on. Beth Mead is about to join the game. We've played 66 minutes, and it is Stina who's going off. Worked hard, Stina, tonight. Not for her in terms of goals, but she did work extremely hard tonight. Stina Blackstenius, and she's now gone off, and Beth Mead is on. What a substitute to bring on, Beth Mead, the Euros player of the tournament, the Euros top scorer, 3 goals already this season for Arsenal, and linking up again with Viv Miedemar, of course. And those 2 link up quite well off the pitch as well, don't they, these days, which is good to see. Anyway, there's a throw there to Ajax over on the far side, which is taken quickly. Arsenal just looking to maybe reorganise a little bit how we're going to set this up. Looks like Caitlin Ford will be going through the centre. You would imagine Beth has gone over to the right, and you'd imagine Katie McCabe is going to come over to the left-hand side. I think that gives us better balance in the front 3 now, doesn't it, actually? With Caitlin dropping in to the centre, and I say Katie going out to the left-hand side. You'd imagine that's what we'll do with Beth on the right. That's certainly where she started. But Ajax putting that ball long towards the penalty area, headed out by Wouben-Moy. Ajax picking the ball up again. Terry says nothing going Katie's way. No, it isn't at the moment. But I say now she's going to change position. Maybe we might find that that it does. Maybe it might go her way now. We'll have to see. Anyway, that ball played in to Ajax on the edge of the penalty. They're actually looking a little bit more dangerous now. It speaks there with the ball on the edge of the box, plays it out that near side inside the penalty. Suddenly there's a chance there for Ajax. Good defending though from Arsenal. We haven't got it away yet. A low cross deflected off Steph Catley. It's going to be a corner to Ajax. We've got just over 20 minutes to play. 22 minutes, in fact, is what we've got. And it's a big 22 minutes is for Arsenal to hang on, or hopefully, I say, get a second goal. Terry says, why have I got a blue star and not a red or a pink one? I can't actually see the stars, actually. I'll have to check. I'll check afterwards. I'm not sure. I don't know if you can change them, actually. I don't know. But yeah, we'll try and get a red or a pink one. I'll see whether or not we can change the colours of them. I don't know whether you can do it yourself. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's something for us all to learn. It's all new to me. So I'll see if I can change it afterwards. But we'll have to have a look. But yeah, you don't really want a blue one, do you? That's a bit too Chelsea there, isn't it? Anyway, Ajax are trying to come forward on this near side, but they're not going to because the ball went out of play, and it is a throw to Arsenal as we're looking to try and close this game out. A second goal now would seal the deal, wouldn't it? And let's see if we can get one. It's probably be Beth Mead, let's be honest. Who just come on, she hasn't really touched the ball yet, actually. But anyway, Caitlin Ford has done well again. Very strong play from her. She's had a great game. And Arsenal coming forward now on that far side. Beth Mead now is in possession. A little bit of space for her. Can she deliver across? She can deliver across to the front post. Oh, it's not cleared off the line. I don't know if it was going in, but it's only come to the edge of the box again. A shot comes in again. It's cleared off the line. Oh, that was Caitlin Ford with the second effort. I'm not sure I had the first shot, actually. But anyway, twice in quick succession, Ajax clearing the ball away from their own goal. Arsenal are now really threatening this second goal. Steph Catley then plays it in again. Oh, a nice turn. Is it a foul? Oh, it's offside, potentially, from Viv Miedema. The ball's run through to goalkeeper Cop. But that was great play from Beth Mead in at the near post. Not sure I had that shot, actually. Then the second shot was Caitlin Ford. That was going in. In fact, it was a good save by the goalkeeper. She had to push her own defender out of the way to save that, actually. And Arsenal threatening that second goal. And they came very, very close to getting it there. But Ajax survived, and now they're coming forward at the other end. This could be a very exciting and tense last 20 minutes, couldn't it? So Ajax are still in this game. S77 official says there, why is Catley always shaky? No, Catley's all right. I think she's been playing pretty well, actually. Redendra says, was it Kim with the first shot, was it? Okay. I've got it on a small screen, you see, so I can't always see exactly who it is. I'm just trying to go off the positions that they're in on the pitch sometimes rather than actually being able to see who they are. But anyway, it was a good move, that good play from Beth over on that far side. First impact on this game, and it almost created a goal. Makes you wonder why she didn't start. But anyway, it's not going to matter too much if the game finishes like this, is it? We'll be all very happy. And Jonas can take the applause for the decision because it's worked. But Ajax are currently coming forward. So it's not worked yet, has it? We haven't won this game. But we are. Oh, it's coming forward. That's good play. A cross comes in. Is it the equaliser? Oh, it's a miss. An open goal. Oh, dear. They've missed it. What a let off there from Arsenal. Wow, that was a substitute. Hoekstra, actually, that was the best move Ajax have put together in this game. It was over on that far side. Lovely little back heel there. Cross came into that far post, and Hoekstra there. Just anything on that. Surely that should have been a goal for Ajax. Wow, that's an escape that is for Arsenal. It just goes to show this game isn't won yet. The substitute Hoekstra, she got there ahead of Woubenmoy. You look like any touch on the ball, it would have gone in, but she got a touch and somehow she's put it wide of that far post. Real let off that was for Arsenal. And now we've got another problem because Manu Zinsberger has gone down injured in that move there. As that ball come in across the near post, she was challenged by an Ajax player. And in fact, she was a full stretch. And oh my, that is a big miss, actually, a really big miss. Lots of Woubenmoy did put her under pressure. But ultimately, she's got to score. In fact, I think it was Noordam. I don't think it was a substitute. I think it was Noordam. Nadine Noordam. It was with that miss. It was really good play from Leutcher in the build up to that. Of course, did score both the goals last week for Ajax. Terry says there, well played, Lotta. Yeah, she put her under pressure, but ultimately she should have scored anyway. She got the wrong side of Lotta, and she should have scored, and she didn't. So was lucky there. S77 official says, is Kim Little playing this game? Yep, Kim Little's playing as always, playing really well. She's had a great game in midfield as usual. Terry says there, I think Lotta just done enough. Well, yeah, it looks like it now because she missed. But I don't know. She should have scored. I don't think there's doubt about that. That's a bad miss. And if that was us that missed that chance, we would be really upset that had not scored. But anyway, luckily for us, it didn't go in. But it just goes to show, doesn't it? This game certainly isn't over yet, is it? As it wasn't last week. You know, it was a late equaliser. But that was the best move Ajax have put together in this game, actually. Really good play down that left-hand side. Lurcher was involved in it as well. But it was a very bad miss in the end. And Ajax coming forward again, they seem to have gained in a bit of confidence. That's given them, that cross comes in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. A good header away. And a shot comes in from the edge of the box, and it's going to run through to Zinsberger. Arsenal just living a little bit more dangerously at the moment. That was Pavlova there, Petrova, sorry, with that shot there from the edge of the box. But Ajax suddenly have gained a little bit of momentum. and a little bit of confidence here. But that shot in the end was comfortable for Zinsberg. Well, Arsenal going to give the ball away. Ajax coming forward again on the edge of the box. Oh, that's good defending actually from Leah Walty. Plays the ball forward as well. And suddenly now Arsenal on a counter attack. Could try and get a second goal. Caitlin Ford has worked so hard. And it's going to be a throw to Arsenal, is it? No, it's gone to Ajax. But that was a chance of a counter attack there. Caitlin Ford looking to get in behind again. And for me, she's been our best player tonight, Caitlin Ford. The work she's put in has been incredible. She deserves a goal. And now she's playing through the centre. She may well find she gets an opportunity for one. But anyway, Arsenal back in possession again. Steph Catley again finds that was Katie McCabe actually, who is now over on that left-hand side. But it's going to be a free kick to Ajax. Katie McCabe a little bit too eager there to win the ball back there. And she did leave her foot in. And that is a foul on Grant. It was. We're into the last 15 minutes of this game. Arsenal are 15 minutes away from getting into the qualifying for the group stage of this season's Champions League. But as we just saw a moment ago, we've still got work to do here. Ajax have still proven that they can be dangerous and they can still create opportunities. And that they'll feel they should be level. That was a big chance. But anyway, it is now currently a throw to Arsenal over on the far side. We are now, I say, deep into this last 15 minutes. A second goal now from Arsenal would make us all feel a hell of a lot more comfortable, wouldn't it? We've got an opportunity over on that far side. Viv Miedema's there trying to maybe win a corner, but Ajax do manage to get the ball away. Can they come forward themselves? No, they can't. Good defending that was from captain Kim Little, but he's going to be a throw to Ajax in their own defensive third. A few more seconds tick away. Arsenal getting closer to the group stage of the Champions League. It's been a very, very tense night here in Amsterdam. I say it's not over yet. Steph Catley under a bit of pressure. She does well though, the Australian, but he's going to be a throw to Ajax. He says he was fouled, Catley, but the referee says no. And it is a throw instead to Ajax. They're doing everything a little bit quicker now. They realise time's against them. And they are in possession inside the centre circle now. Switched over to that far side. It was over there on their left-hand side where the opportunity came from a few moments ago, which they should have scored more than it was. They should have put that away. But anyway, that could prove to be the big turning point in this game, maybe. We'll see. Can Arsenal get a second goal anyway? Just to settle us all down, because it is starting to, we were pretty comfortable when we got the goal. We were on top for 10 or 15 minutes. But since then, Ajax have come back. We've dropped off a little bit, and suddenly it's become very, very nervy. And maybe last week as well, when we know Ajax scored that late equaliser, we know that's a possibility again because of what happened last week. And I think that could be on our minds a little bit as well. But we've got a throw over on that far side, a chance to relieve a little bit of pressure and hopefully get the second goal. Terry says, come on, Arsenal, we need to start working hard. I don't think it's lack of hard work. I just think Ajax have obviously stepped up a little bit. They've got to, haven't they? Because it's slipping away from them, isn't it? But Arsenal picked the ball up well here. This is good play from Arsenal over on this far side. Can we get a second goal? Beth Mead now in possession. Plays at the ball square to Leah Walty, but that ball's cut out again. But Arsenal do pick it up. This is good play from Kim Little now. She's got a little bit of space. Katie McCabe on his near side, drills it across the 6-yard box. Oh, it's an Ajax defender gets there. They don't really clear it away. Arsenal still in possession. Steph Catley. And she's forced back low. But this is better play from Arsenal now on the front foot, looking to turn that screw, maybe get that second goal. Steph Catley plays it in. That's nice play. Is Caitlin Ford going to get in behind there? No, she can't quite. In fact, it was Viv. Sorry, Viv running in behind, getting into that centre forward position. Looks like it's quite a chilly night in Amsterdam, actually. Jonas with his big coat on and his hat, folding his arms to keep warm. Anyway, Steph cutting out this near side for Arsenal, looking to keep us up that attacking end of the pitch if we can. It is a throw in line with the Ajax penalty area. 70.5 minutes played. We're getting closer now. The ball comes to the edge of the box. Is going to be another opportunity for a shot from Viv Miedema. She's got two defenders around her. And in the end, the two defenders do the job. And it took two defenders as well to get the ball off at Viv. But now a counter-attack for Ajax. But good defending again from Leah Williamson. So calm. knocks the ball back to Zinsberg. That's a long clearance inside the Ajax half. But again, Ajax defend that pretty well, and they do manage to get possession again. Rajendra says attack is best form of defence. No, you're right. It definitely is. And when we've got the ball, obviously they can't score, but they're coming forward now, Ajax again on this near side. But Arsenal do defend that well with Laura Wainwright, who's certainly settling in well to that right back position, isn't she? She's started 3 or 4 games this season in that position, making it her own following her January transfer from Hoffenheim, of course. And she did, of course, play against us in last season's Champions League. And now she's playing for us in this season. Hopefully, she'll make it into the group stage as well with us. And let's hope so. We are, 10 and a half minutes of normal time away. And Ajax have made another substitution. It is Bakker. Ashley Bakker has come on for Liza van der Most. And that's another substitution for Ajax. Another attacking sub, actually, for them. The fullback, Van der Most, who caused us a lot of problems in that first half last week. Maybe not quite so tonight. Anyway, Arsenal coming forward now, looking for the second goal. There's a chance in the penalty area, is there? Oh, the goalkeeper's out quickly there. Cop at the feet there of Caitlin Ford. Again, working so hard, the Australian there, getting in behind that Ajax defence. Good goalkeeping, actually, from Cop, who's looked a decent keeper in both of these 2 games, actually. Anyway, Ajax are coming forward themselves now over on that far side. They'll be desperate to try to get a goal to keep their European dreams alive, but Arsenal defend that really well. We are now into the last 10 minutes. It is starting to get to that nervy point now, isn't it? The next goal in this game, if there's going to be another goal, is going to decide it, I think. If we score a second goal, it's all over. If Ajax get one now, suddenly momentum will be with them. And, you know, if it would go to extra time, you would feel that they would maybe have the slight edge. But anyway, let's hope that that's not the case. Ajax are currently in possession, but inside their own half. We're quite happy if they stay there for the time being. But Arsenal picked that ball up. It was a poor pass, actually. And now Arsenal maybe got an opportunity to get this second goal. Beth Mead over on that far side. Puts a cross in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Cleared away, though, by the Ajax defence. And Arsenal again have picked up the ball. They know good defending, actually, again from Ajax. So now trying to come forward themselves. 9 minutes to play. We'll be keeping an eye on that clock for the remainder of this game because it is starting to get a little bit nervy now. Ball played in towards the Arsenal penalty. A good header away, though, from Leah Walty. But Ajax have picked up a loose ball again. They're coming forward again on the edge of the Arsenal penalty. There's a player over on this near side. Is this going to be a moment for Ajax to equalise the ball into the box? Yeah, just 6-yard box. Good defending again. That was Leah Williamson. Plays it up now to to Caitlin Ford. He's done really well again. Caitlin Ford, brilliant play from her. She's got away from the defender. Oh, a good tackle actually comes in there. A firm tackle, but it was a good tackle there from the Ajax defence, and now they can come forward again. The game started to really open up now. It's almost become end-to-end. But again, Arsenal won the ball back well over on that far side. I think it was Beth Mead may well have won that. And Arsenal now in possession again, coming forward. Can we get that second goal? Beth Mead now, a little bit of space on halfway over on that far side. Does well, Beth Mead. She's had an impact already, hasn't she? Set up a chance straight away. And she's given us, again, we look a little bit more balanced now, don't we, coming forward. Steph Catley now on this near side. She's got Katie McCabe inside her. She finds Katie McCabe. She's got a little bit of space now. Catley, can she get a cross in? She can get a cross in towards the near post. Oh, it was it Beth Mead? Was it Caitlin Ford in there again? Caitlin Ford couldn't quite direct that shot on target. And she's complaining to the referee about something, not quite sure what she was complaining about there. But anyway, I think it's going to be a goal kick to Ajax as we move towards the final 8 minutes of this game. They're just showing a goal again, a brilliant goal as well. It's a goal worthy of winning any game, it has to be said. And so far, it's looking like it is going to be the goal to win this game as well. Robertson in chat earlier, and he says, up the Gunners, hang on. Yes, indeed, hang on. We're making something that Viv's actually going off. It's her goal, and Frida Marno is coming on to replace her for these final 7 minutes that remain. Is Viv's goal going to be the one that sends us through? It would be great if it was, wouldn't it? Because we know how much she wants to play in the Champions League and go deep into a competition. And it would be great, wouldn't it, if it's her goal that gets us there this year. As things stand, it's going to be the case. Terry says there, Viv's gone off. Yeah, she has gone off, but she's had a great game. And it's Frida Marno who's come on for her slightly more defensive change that you can understand why as well with time ticking down. Viv, I still don't think she's 100% fit, but she's had the big moment in this game for Arsenal. That could well be the moment that sends us through. But Arsenal looking for a second goal now to really seal the deal here. Caitlin Ford on the edge of the box. If anyone deserves a goal, so she plays the ball through. Is that going to be the second goal? Oh, I think the linesman's flag was up. I think it's offside against Katie McCabe. Maybe Caitlin Ford should have gone on herself then and had a shot. It was a nice ball actually to Katie McCabe, but she had gone too early. She was offside, and that wouldn't have counted anyway. She did, of course, have a late goal disallowed for offside last week, didn't she, Katie McCabe? And she had an opportunity there. The goalie saved it, but it wouldn't have counted anyway. And time is now running out for Ajax. We are now into the last 5.5 minutes of normal time. There'll be a little bit of stoppage time, a couple of substitutions, one or two little injuries, but yeah, we're not far away now, are we? We're coming forward again down that far side with Beth Mead. She's really stretched that defence, hasn't she? She's got the ball again over there on that far side. Can Arsenal get this second goal? That would certainly ease the nerves, wouldn't it? Steph Catley now in possession. All we need to do is keep possession, I suppose, but if an opportunity comes along, Terry says, oh, Katie, it's not her night. No, it hasn't been her night, Katie McCabe. No, it hasn't been quite her night. But anyway, she's looking to get in again over on this near side. In fact, she's won the ball back well. We say it hasn't been Katie's night. So we've got an opportunity here. Caitlin Ford inside the box. Brilliant play from Caitlin Ford. What a goal this will be. Oh, she's held up, but she managed to keep possession. Beth Mead. Oh, dear. Caitlin Ford there. The angle just disappeared on her. What great play again. She has been magnificent tonight. Absolutely brilliant from the Australian again. Katie McCabe won the ball back. Caitlin Ford did the rest and deserved the goal, actually. Brilliant play from Katie McCabe. A lovely little backheel, actually. But the rest was all about Caitlin Ford. Got past one defender, went past the goalkeeper, but the angle just wasn't quite there. And in the end, the ball did come to Beth Mead on the edge of the box, and her effort was blocked. But brilliant play again. And another substitution from Ajax, actually. It's Trump who's come on for Grant. Nikita Trump it is, who's come on for Chastity Grant. The late substitute here for Ajax. They're still in this game, don't forget. They are still in it. We saw what happened last week. But it's Arsenal looking to press home now as we come into the last 4 minutes. It's a throw on that far side. Laura Wainroffer with it for Arsenal. We've had one or two opportunities to get that second goal, haven't we, to kill this game off. But so far it hasn't arrived. And we're going to have to chew our nails for a little bit longer, it seems. We are now into the final 3.5 minutes of normal time. Ajax 0, Arsenal 1. That goal early in the second half from Viv Miedemar is looking like it's going to be the goal to take us through. We've got a chance now for a second goal again. The ball playing inside the penalty area. Oh, as shot comes in. It was Katie McCabe again, almost getting in. In fact, it wasn't. Katie McCabe's on the ball now. I think that might have been Caitlin Ford. Katie McCabe now just going to go to the corner flag to try and run down a little bit of time, maybe win a corner for Arsenal, but she hasn't managed to do so, and Ajax can get it away. And now suddenly Ajax have got a counter-attack on. Kim Little, though, working so hard to get back into goal side of the play. And in the end, that ball played forward there is a aimless ball, and Lotta Woogamoy will clear that up. And we are now into the final 2.5 minutes, this game. In fact, Katie McCabe there might well have committed a foul. And it was actually Frida Mana who did well there over on that far side before set up that chance. But the shot came in and it was harmlessly away in the end. But anyway, Arsenal got some defending to do here, which they do well with Leah Williamson. And now the chance of a counter-attack over on that far side. Beth Mead, is she going to get in? Oh, surely that's a foul on her there. In fact, it looks like a clash of heads, actually, with, I think it's Beth Mead and the Ajax defender Dawn there. There's some concern for Beth Mead. It looked quite a nasty clash of heads, actually, there. It's going to lead to more stoppage time here. Two players are down, one from each side, Dawn and McCabe. In fact, Leah Williamson is complaining that was a foul. And in fact, I thought it was a foul at first as well. I thought the defender cut across Beth Mead's path there, stopped her from getting the ball. And she's got a nasty injury here, Beth Mead. A head injury. She's getting some treatment, some worried players around her. Hopefully she's going to be okay. But I thought that was a foul. And I'm quite surprised the referee didn't give it as such. Actually, I'm not sure the defender did a lot. Oh, she did, yeah. That's a foul. That should actually be a red card. she's almost headbutted. She's almost headbutted Beth Mead there. I think she was maybe genuinely looking to get the ball. Beth Mead just flicked it away, and then she came in to try to head it, and she was a fraction late, and she's headed against Beth's head, and she's up now. The defender Dawn for Ajax. Beth Mead is still down, and she was just about to get up to full pace as well there, Beth Mead. So she come off for this a lot worse. Let's hope she's going to be okay. She's still on the floor. In fact, the referee's has she booked the Ajax defender for that? I'm not really sure. It did look nasty actually. She's writing something in the book, the referee there, but the Ajax defender has actually gone off the pitch at this moment because obviously she had to get treatment for that head injury. Lisa Dawn, and I'm not sure if she did get booked. The referee definitely put something in her notebook there. I'm not quite sure what it was, but anyway. Terry says, don't look good. It doesn't look good. Loki says, off. I don't think she's off. I think it's a yellow card for the Ajax defender. Look, it should have been a red card. That was a horrible challenge, actually. Regenda says, it's a red card, last defender. Well, I don't think it was so much last defender. I just think it was a horrible challenge. She got there very, very late and went in with her head. And I think that's a horrible challenge. And I don't think she meant any harm by it. I just think she just got there late and she'd committed to the header. And Beth obviously flicked the ball past her. But yeah, I think it should be a red card. Anyway, luckily Beth is back up on her feet again, and hopefully she's going to be okay to continue. I know there's that the rule isn't there for head injuries. You can actually make another sub if necessary, but hopefully she's going to be okay. She's not moving completely freely there, actually. Terry says yellow. Yeah, I think it was a yellow. The two players there just shaking as if Beth Mead's going off. And Lena Hertig is coming on. She's not looking that great at the minute, actually, Beth Mead, it has to be said. And looks like Lena Hertig is going to have to come on for these final few minutes. Now, there's going to be 5 minutes of stoppage time, which we are now into. Terry says there, Meadow. Yeah, that doesn't look good, actually, for Meadow, it has to be said. She's looking very, very shaky, and she's being led off the pitch now and straight down the tunnel to receive the necessary treatment there. That was a nasty injury, that nasty head injury for Beth Mead. Let's hope she's okay. But she has had to go off, and Lena Hertig has come on. We are now into the 5 minutes of stoppage. There may actually be more because the game didn't even restart. In fact, Lena Hertig hasn't come on yet. She's still sitting on the bench. I'm not quite sure if Beth is going to come back on. Are we currently playing with 10, which could be dangerous for these last few minutes of this game? But anyway, not quite sure what's happening here. It looks as though Lena Hertig was going to come on to replace Beth Mead, and Lena Hertig is now sitting back on the bench again. So I don't really know what's going on with that at this moment in time. And Beth Mead is still on the side. Maybe Beth Mead is going to come back on again. She seems to be one of the medical team on the side of the pitch at the minute. The ball comes into the box. Good header away, but Arsenal haven't really cleared it. Ajax still in possession. This is looking a little bit dangerous now for Arsenal. We are down to 10 players at this moment in time as Beth Mead is still off the pitch. Following that head injury, there's another injury to an Ajax player. The ball struck her, and she's just getting back to her feet again, the Ajax player there. She didn't want the game stopped, actually, but anyway, the referee stopped the game. She's got winded, I think, there, the Ajax player. It's going to be a drop ball, and I don't know if Beth Mead is coming back on again, is she or not? I'm not really sure what's happening with that, but the ball hasn't gone out of play yet. Ajax with an attack down his far side. Cross into the box towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Good defending actually there from Steph Catley, but she's put it behind for a corner. Terry says there, Beth looking a bit shocked. Yeah, no, she's looking a bit groggy, wasn't she? Not surprising really, because she did take that was a terrible knock on her head. That cross comes into the near post. Arsenal scrambling the ball away. Oh, good defending there actually. Now Arsenal got a chance for a counter attack on this near side. Can we get a second goal now to really kill it off? Actually, that's poor play there actually by. I'm not sure who that was actually. Laura Wainoff ran into a bit of trouble. And Ajax now have a shot from the end of the box over the top of the crossbar. We have now played 3 minutes of the. It's going to be 6 added on actually, and it was one of the substitutes. And actually, wasn't it? It was the defender there, Cardinal. It was, and it was a shot there from the end of the box, high over the crossbar. We've played 3 minutes now of the 6 added time. Arsenal are very, very close now to getting this job done, moving into the group stage of the Champions League, but there's still a little bit more work to do. few more minutes. I'm not sure what's going on with Beth Mead. I'm not sure whether we're making a sub or not, or whether we're going to finish this game with 10 players unnecessarily because we've got subs that we can use. Don't quite know what's going on here. Anyway, I don't think the substitution was made. They certainly haven't announced it if it has. So I don't know what's happening, actually. Not quite sure. Anyway, Ajax are coming forward again, and it's going to be a free kick to Arsenal for a push, wasting a bit more time. Terry says there, well played, Kimmy. Indeed, well played, Kimmy. We are now into the final minute and a half of stoppage time, assuming there's not going to be any more added on. But we shall see what's going on here. This is a very, very tense few moments here. Can Arsenal hold on? There's a long ball, a long free kick play forward for Arsenal, looking to get the ball at least into the Ajax half. Now we're coming forward over on that far side. Is it going to be a corner to Arsenal? No, it's not. It's a goal kick. It was Frida Marnham now getting forward. She now needs to get back defensively. Ajax have took this goal kick. We are now into the final minute of the 6 stoppage time. That's that to be played. A long ball played forward from Ajax, looking to get the equaliser. Good header away there. I think it was from Leah Wolsey. We are very, very close now to sealing this place in the group stage, but Ajax still in possession. Ball played forward up this near side. Steph Catley's across there. Oh, brilliant play there. And we've managed to get the ball clear. And now we've got a chance for a counter-attack coming forward now with Caitlin Ford, who's been absolutely brilliant for Arsenal tonight. She's going to head towards the corner flag, I'm sure. Count down these last few seconds. And in fact, she's just been pushed in the back. She's won a free kick. Absolutely brilliant play there from Caitlin Ford. What a game she's had tonight. And Arsenal have now got a free kick. We are now 30 seconds away from the end of stoppage time. Arsenal are so close to sealing this place in the group stage. It's been a tough game. It's been a tough 2 games, actually. It's been a very, very tense night, but we're almost there. Almost there. Come on, let's just see this through. We have got just a few seconds left. In fact, it's going to be whatever time the referee adds on. We are now coming up to the 6 minutes of stoppage time when we take this free kick. In fact, Arsenal have taken a free kick. Are we? No, we haven't. We were heading towards the corner flag there. Taking forward, but the referee didn't allow that. Now we have taken the free kick short. And again, we're towards the corner flag. There goes the full-time whistle. It's done. We've done it. Jonas celebrates on the sideline. Wow, what a tense night that was. It's over finally. We've made it through the hardest, the most difficult of ways that we did it. We had to come in and win, and we've done it. That goal early in the second half from Viv Miedema, it was a brilliant goal. That is what the quality player that we've got there can do it, and we've managed to do it. Bashir says there, if we continue to be like this the whole of this season, then we will be queens of the WSL and many more. No, you're right. That was a good performance. A bit nervy, but we got the job done. Defended really well. Loki says a good 1-0. Indeed, it was a very good 1-0. Dave was in the chat. He says, well, I'm late for the game. Thanks. So no worries at all. We got through. Terry says, get in there. Well done, girls. Indeed, yeah. Very, very tense night, wasn't it? Wow. Very, very nervy. I must admit, I was feeling a bit tense there towards the end. It was 1 or 2 moments that they had, didn't they? But we did the job, and we are through. RB's in the chat there. VCC, indeed, Victoria. It's victorious for Arsenal tonight. And, yeah, wow. Very dramatic stuff. I mean, Ajax are a decent side. Let's be clear. They had that big chance for an equaliser, didn't they, when it was Noordam fired wide of an empty net with about 15 minutes to go. That maybe was the moment that we kind of perhaps felt it was going to be Arsenal's night, and it is Arsenal's night. It's Viv Miedema's night, back, of course, on familiar territory in a home nation, of course, and it had to be Viv, didn't it, that got the goal. But a good performance from Arsenal tonight. Very, very professional job. We defended really well, and we had that little bit of quality, didn't we, going forward. Viv, it was with the goal. We had 1 or 2 other big opportunities as well, didn't we? We could have maybe won this a little bit more convincingly, but it doesn't matter. We've got the job done, and we are through to the group stage as we had to be. It has finished here in Amsterdam tonight. Ajax 0, Arsenal won that goal. 51 minutes it was. Viv Miedema shot from the edge of the penalty, about 20 yards, drilled into the bottom corner. Really, really good play. It was Caitlin Ford was at the heart of that as well, winning the ball back after a mistake. And for the goal that Viv scored against Tottenham as well, wasn't it? It was the same mistake at the back, and Caitlin Ford won the ball. And she did it again tonight. She was brilliant for me. Caitlin Ford, player of the match, I thought. Viv will probably get it for the goal and one or two other great moments that she had. But for me, Caitlin Ford, her work rate tonight was phenomenal, and quality that she had in her play as well. Brilliant from her. Terry says, hit those likes, people, before you forget, and go. Before you forget and go, yeah, as a thanks for the great comments. No, thank you very much, Terry, again, as always. Ginny in the chat there says, job well done, girls. Indeed, yeah, well, it was a good professional job tonight, wasn't it? We didn't get loads of goals and win 3 or 4. No, it didn't matter, did it? We did what we had to do. We defended well, kept a clean sheet, and had that quality there at the other end to get the goal when we needed it as well. And a vital goal it was, and a great goal as well, wasn't it? From Viv Miedemeier, smashing in from the edge of the box there to make it 1-0, and that was that finish. And of course, we do love a bit of 1-0 to the Arsenal, don't we? And that's how it finished, 1-0 to the Arsenal. So brilliant stuff. We are through to the group stage of the Champions League. Wow, great stuff. Such an important game. We're really looking forward actually to hearing Jonas's comments afterwards, actually, what you made of that whole thing. Beth Mead as well, not starting. It didn't matter in the end. She came on and did quite well, but that bad injury, actually, a bad head injury, she suffered very late in that game. Bit of a worry that is a nasty clash of heads with Lisa Doon of the Ajax defender. So she didn't come back on after that, did she, Beth? And looked a bit. She looked a little bit worse for wear, didn't she? Shall we say? But let's hope she's going to be okay. The good news is, from an Arsenal perspective, we don't have another game now until the 16th of October when we play Reading in the WSL. So we've got a bit of a break. Yes, there's international games as well, but hopefully Beth can get herself fit and back playing again, because we know how important she is. We need her. We know that quite clearly. And but they all played their parts tonight. I thought it was a good all-round performance. Everybody dug in. Of course, the other injury worry as well earlier on was for Rafaela Souza as well. She had to go off in the first half with an injury. So not the best night on the injury front for Arsenal, losing potentially 2 of our best players. We don't know how long for. Hopefully they'll both be fine for the next game. But yeah, that's the only downside really to what was a very, very good night for Arsenal, a really good performance, and of course the result that we needed and we wanted, and we got there in the end, which was great. Terry says there, now the hard work starts. I didn't think Ajax really put us under much pressure like they did in the first game. No, I thought we defended better tonight, didn't we? I thought Ajax had some quality. They did have that big chance to equalise, didn't they? And that may well have made it a very, very difficult night even more, wouldn't it, towards the end, if that gone in. But no, they didn't pose as much of a threat tonight, did they? And I would put that down to us looking at what we did wrong last week, on what we didn't maybe do as well last week, and what they did well, and nullifying it tonight. And I thought that shows good preparation by Jonas, good preparation by the team, and a good game plan that we carried off. And that's almost like the perfect away performance, isn't it? When in a European away game you go away from home, you win 1-0. That's the perfect result, a perfect performance, isn't it? So yeah, brilliant stuff. Regenda says, I'm surprised they did not allow a sub. Well, yeah, you're supposed. Is that what happened? They didn't allow the sub to come on because you got the concussion injuries, haven't you? You're allowed to bring a sub on, aren't you? So if they didn't allow that, then to me that's wrong, isn't it? That's against the rules of the game, isn't it? Because you are allowed an extra sub. We hadn't made all our subs anyway, had we? I don't think. We only brought on 3 subs, didn't we? Is it only 3 in the Champions League still? Is it only 3 subs in the Champions League? Is that what it is? Oh, well, maybe that's what it is then. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, regardless of that, though, you've got the concussion substitution, which that's what that was. It was a bad head injury. So surely we should have been able to replace her. And if we wasn't allowed to, then that needs to be looked at, actually, because that's wrong. And that would be quite bad, actually. But yeah, anyway. So Shane's in the chat as well. Come on, you Gunners, indeed. Come on, you Gunners. And we've done the job. So yeah, that was nervy, but I thought a really good professional performance. Regenda says, but only 3. Yeah, maybe it is only 3 subs in the Champions League. I know it's 5 in the WSL. I'm sure it was 5 in Europe last season, was it not? I don't know. All these different rules for different competitions and stuff like that confuses me a little bit. But mate, yeah, I'm not really sure about that. But anyway, we should have been allowed to bring an extra sub on regardless, because it's a head injury. But anyway, it didn't make any difference in the end. It hasn't cost us. And I say, let's hope Beth is okay, and let's hope that Rafa's okay as well after her injury earlier in that game as well. So yeah, a couple of injury issues are not great, but ultimately a great result for Arsenal, winning 1-0 tonight, 3-2 on aggregate, and we move into that group stage, which is so important. We look forward to the draw now, see who we get, and whether we can go on another good run and maybe go a bit better than last year. Quarter-final last year, wasn't it? Let's hope we can go at least one better this year. Maybe go away to the final. Who knows? We're certainly good enough, aren't we? Regina says it was 5. Well, if it was 5, we should have been allowed to make us up anyway, because we'd only made 3, hadn't we, up to that point? Obviously, Beth had come on, Frida had come on, and Lotta had come on. That was it, wasn't it? So yeah, I'm a bit surprised. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know what happened there. We'll find out, I'm sure. Regina says our best players injured. Well, we had 2 of our best players that got injured in that game. Let's hope. The good thing is, I say we don't have a game for a couple of weeks. Plenty of time for them to get themselves back fit again. I think Rafa's looked like a muscle injury. Hopefully that won't be too bad. And obviously we know that it's a head injury for Beth, and generally you normally recover within a week or so, that you can play again. So hopefully they'll both be fine. Terry says makes a bit of a mockery of the head injury rule if they didn't let us replace Beth. Well, yeah, it does, exactly. It makes it a complete mockery. It's ridiculous. Anyway, we'll have to find out what happened there, because I'm not really sure whether we wasn't allowed to make the sub or what was happening, because obviously Lena was coming on. They even announced it on the screen. Lena was replacing Beth, and then Lena had to sit back down again. So I don't know what happened there, but anyway, we'll have to find out. But that doesn't make sense. It's not great, is it? Shane says, when's the next stream, Richard? And we've got the Arsenal social is on tomorrow night with Adam and Steve at 8 o'clock, that is. So please join them for that. Obviously, looking ahead to the North London derby, that's going to be a good show. So join them for that. Then I'm back on Friday for the Arsenal Women's Show. We'll be joined by the usual guys, obviously Andreas and Amar. Hopefully Matt can be available this week. And maybe even Jason, and new panelist who's going to be joining us this season. That'll be back to the usual Friday night slot. That's at 7:30 on Friday. So that'll be that. Then, of course, on Saturday lunchtime is the North London derby, Arsenal v Tottenham. We're doing a watch along of that as well, going live about 12:20 for 12:30 kickoff. So please join us for all of those shows. And of course, next week we'll be getting more back to normal with the normal shows again. On Monday, we will be doing the Arsenal review, of course, looking back on the North London derby and looking ahead to all the big games coming up as well. The Europa League, of course, next week against Bode Gimst. We'll be looking ahead to that as well on the Arsenal review on Monday. And then obviously there'll be watch-alongs of all those games as well. So loads and loads of great stuff coming up on the channel. So please make sure you do subscribe so you don't miss any of the great stuff that we've got coming up. And also, as I say, as Terry did say, give it a like as well. The camera's in a funny place tonight. There you go. Give it a good like as well if you've enjoyed it. And I say look forward to all the great shows excuse me, that we've got coming up over the next few days. And next week, actually, very, very special, a date for your diary. Next Wednesday, it's a slightly earlier time, 5 o'clock. We have got ex-Arsenal player Paul Davis joining us on the channel. He's coming on to chat about his career at Arsenal, what he's doing now, and also, of course, his book as well, Arsenal and After, which is out now. And we're going to be talking about that. He's coming on the show on Wednesday. That's this coming Wednesday, the 5th of October at 5 o'clock. We're going to go live with that show at 5 o'clock. So please join us for that, because it's going to be good. And so that's another date for your diary as well for next week. Vijay says there, the Ajax player who played the back heel would be a great player to get. Yeah, she's the one who scored them 2 goals last week, wasn't she? Lurcher, I think her name is. Romy Lurcher. So, yeah. Great player. Yeah, I agree. She would be a great player. Terry says, "Is Jason your pretend mate that no one else can see?" Well, he's been a pretend mate that no one else can see at the moment, because on the 2 Arsenal women's shows that we've done, he's not been able to come on. But he is a real person, and he's going to be really on the show. So yes, hopefully on Friday we'll see. He's a busy guy. But no, you will hopefully see him in reality. He's not made up, and he's not my pretend friend. But yeah, hopefully he'll be here on Friday and you'll be able to meet him. So he says, what a player Paul Davis was. Paul Davis was a fantastic player. He's one of I'm so excited to get him on the show, because he was one of my first sort of idols at Arsenal. When I first started going to watch Arsenal in the early 80s, he was just broken into the team and a fantastic player. And yes, of course, he did bring us some great moments, didn't he? Some great trophies. So loads of great stuff to chat to Paul Davis about. If you haven't got his book, actually, Arsenal and After, it's a great book. Obviously, we'll be talking about that on Wednesday, but yeah, definitely go and get it. And another great Arsenal book is the David Dean book that's out as well. That's a great book as well, a great Arsenal man, David Dean. And I'm working to try and get him to come on the channel, which would be great, wouldn't it? I'm not sure if that one will be, I don't know if I'll quite be able to pull that one off because he's a very busy boy, as I'm sure you're aware. But that'd be great to get him on, wouldn't it? What a fantastic stuff he did for Arsenal as well. We've got a chat there from Carafe says, I think up to 5 subs in 3 separate. Oh, is that what it was? Because yeah, of course, yeah, we'd done 3 separate substitution times, hadn't we? That's right, because obviously Rafa went off. Then we did the substitution for Beth to come on, and then later we did Frida Minor. Oh yeah, we did the 3 separate. Oh, you're right. Of course, that's what it was. Yeah, but because it's a head injury, that should override that, shouldn't it? Because of the concussion rule, we should have been able to make that extra sub. And if they've not let us do it because of that reason, then to me that's wrong, isn't it? And there needs to be something done about that, because that's the rule they brought in, didn't they? For that very reason. If you've used all your subs and you get a player having to go off, because that's the rule, isn't it? If you've got a concussion, the player's got to go off and can't come back on again. And I don't know whether Beth had a concussion, but it was certainly a nasty head injury, wasn't it? But anyway, we shall see. Magenda says there, you said it was a head. Well, it was a head injury. Yeah, I mean, I don't know whether or not she had a concussion. We don't know, do we? I'm not a doctor, so I'm not sure. But anyway, we should have been allowed to make that substitute, and we wasn't, and that's not really right, is it? But anyway, it hasn't cost us anything at the end. We finished with 10 players on the pitch, which made it a little bit more difficult. But ultimately, we got the job done, and it was a good professional performance tonight from Arsenal. Really, really good. Tactically, we were spot on with that game tonight. Yes, Ajax had a couple of spells, didn't they? One in the first half quite early on when they had a couple of corners and we looked a little bit nervy, and then that spell sort of midway through the second half after we'd scored, they had that big chance, didn't they? But other than that, I thought we were brilliant at the back, really, really solid, and that was even having to reorganise when Rafa had to go off and Lotta come on. Lotta played well when she came on as well, so brilliant from her as well. I think she needs to get good mention for her performance tonight when she came on. And I thought we were strong throughout the team. But for me, Caitlin Ford, brilliant. I mean, what a fantastic performance from her again. What a start to the season that she said. She hasn't scored yet, but wow, she's put in some great performances already. So, yeah, for me, she was player of the match. But I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to Viv for that amazing goal. It was a fantastic strike, wasn't it? And that was the difference in the end between the two sides over 2 games, wasn't it? Viv Miedemeyer with a special goal, a special moment from a special player. So, yeah, brilliant stuff. So, yeah. We're through, and that's the main thing. And yes, the substitution thing's an issue. We'll talk about that obviously on the show on Friday. Hopefully by then a bit more news would have come to light about what happened with that, what was going on with it all, and why we wasn't allowed to make the substitution. So we shall see what happened on there. Terry says there, is the Friday show back on this week? Yeah, the Friday show's back on. We are back Friday 7:30 with the usual gang. So we'll be looking back on the North London derby. We'll be looking back on the brilliant performance tonight against Ajax to qualify. And, of course, looking ahead to the international break and whether or not what's going to happen, obviously, when we return to WSL on the 16th of October. So loads to talk about on Friday. So that's going to be great, isn't it? And, yeah, it's just it's a great time at the moment to be an Arsenal fan, isn't it? The men are top of the league, the Premier League. The women are top of the WSL. And now we've qualified for the group stage of the Champions League as well. So it's a great time to be an Arsenal fan at the moment, isn't it? And we're enjoying it, and I hope you're enjoying the coverage that we're giving you on the channel as well. So the next show is tomorrow night, the Arsenal Social with Adam and Steve. That's a great fun show. That what they're going to be doing actually is combining their 2 shows on a Thursday now going forward. Obviously not on a Europa League week. The Europa League weeks that the show will come on a Tuesday instead, but then two are going to join forces and bring a little bit of Steve's extra time show and a little bit of the Arsenal Social show as well, and that's going to be great. So that's tomorrow at 8 o'clock. So please join them for that. And I said we're back Friday with the Arsenal Women's Show at 7:30 with all the usual panel and my pretend mate and Jason hopefully as well might make an appearance, or maybe you won't. We'll have to see. But yeah, loads of great stuff coming. So please consider subscribing to the channel. It would be great to have you on board with us, and maybe join Terry, who's become a member as well. Let's see if we can get some memberships up, and there is going to be some special stuff we'll be doing for members, member-only videos and all that kind of stuff. So click on the link in the description. It will tell you exactly what the membership's all about. And if you fancy it, then please do so. It'd be great to get you on board. Terry says, did you enjoy your weekend away after my 4-0 goal prediction that I got right? Yeah, we were still away now. We're still in Wales now. We came down. We went, obviously, we was in London at the game on Saturday. We then had a stopover in Telford on Sunday. And then since Monday, we've been here in lovely North Wales in the rain. Although today was quite nice. It's been a good few days. We're still here till Friday, so we've got some time left. We're going to look around the castle tomorrow and do a few other bits and bobs. So yeah, loads of great stuff we've been doing. Enjoying a little bit of, relaxation time, week off work, and just enjoying having some nice, time to chill and enjoy the great scenery there is around where we are. So it's been great. It has been a great week, and the fact that the Arsenal women have won both games have helped to make it even better, which is always good. And I say we can look forward as well, of course, to the men playing on Saturday in the North London derby as well. Hopefully, we'll still be top of the league after that one and continue this great start that we're having. So yeah, but I also got the job done tonight in Amsterdam. It did finish Ajax 0, Arsenal 1. Of course, it had to be Viv with a goal in Holland, didn't it? Who else would it be? Let's be honest. It had to be Viv, and it was a great goal as well early in the second half. But we deserved it, I thought, over the two legs. Apart from that first half of last week's game, we were a better team in 3 of the 4 halves that we played, I thought, and we definitely deserved to go through. Yes, 1 or 2 things went our way tonight, that big miss from Ajax later on in the game, but we deserved it. We played well, and yeah, it's looking good, isn't it? It is looking good, let's be honest, and we can now look forward to the draw for the Champions League group stage and see who we get. And if there's going to be any little trips into Europe, we can maybe make to support the girls, because they certainly deserve support, don't they, for the way they're playing at the moment. And the season is just going to getting better and better, isn't it? So yeah, we got the job done tonight. A little bit tense, a little bit nervy at times, but we did play well. Good professional performance and a great goal to win it as well from our own Dutch woman, who got the winner, of course. But yeah, brilliant stuff from Arsenal. So yeah, thank you very much to everybody for watching tonight. Really appreciate that. Thanks to everybody in the chat as well for your comments. Really appreciate that as well. You help make the show. I'll try and do the commentary and keep you entertained with that. But your comments as well is what keep us going through the show. Especially when sometimes it's a difficult game and we're losing. It's nice to get your comments in. But we haven't needed to be cheered up tonight. It's been great. But thanks for everybody for watching. Some new names in there as well. So if you are new and you like what we do, please consider subscribing. Terry says, a great show again. Rich, have a great time. You and Mrs. B and have a safe journey. Thanks, mate. Thanks again for your support and everything else on the channel. No doubt you'll be in the chat tomorrow night show and on Friday as well. I'll be home by Friday night for that show, so it'll be the usual background. Just trying to make something up tonight. Put a couple of shirts in the background of that, just to try to make it a little bit more homely for you all, so you know that where you are. But yeah, so thanks everyone for watching, and I say please give it a like before you go. And Terry says, "Where's Mrs. B? Drunk in the bar?" No, she's in the other room watching Netflix actually. But yeah, she's not drunk anywhere. She's just watching a bit of telly. And we're going to go and actually we might watch a bit more of Jeffrey Dahmer's later. We've been watching that while we've been here, which has been good. Looking forward to that. That's exciting, isn't it? If you've watched that, if you haven't watched it yet, get onto that Dahmer on Netflix. That's really good. It's a bit gruesome at times, it's a bit grim, but it's also very fascinating and interesting. So definitely get onto that at some point if you get the chance, because you won't regret it, because it's really good series. So we'll watch a bit of that later as well. But yeah, we're going to go around the castle tomorrow, so that's going to be good. So we look forward to that. But anyway, thanks everyone tonight for staying with us and watching this great performance from Arsenal. We've qualified for the Champions League. The Arsenal women are through. So we've got 2 European campaigns for Arsenal this season, the men in the Europa League, the women in the Champions League, and all that will be kicking off, of course, next Thursday. The men are back in the Europa League action, so we'll be bringing the coverage out as well. But loads coming up before then. And not forgetting, of course, next Wednesday, the 5th of October, here, Paul Davies, former Arsenal legend, all those brilliant trophies, all that great football, that brilliant left foot. He's here with his new book, on Wednesday at 5 o'clock early time, and you might not be able to watch it live, but it will be on the channel anyway. But that's going to be great. So please join us for that if you can. And Terry says, hit those likes. Indeed, hit those likes before we go. So yeah, it's finished 1-0 to the Arsenal as we love. We'll just play it. 1-0 to the Arsenal, as we like it, indeed. And that's what it was tonight. Viv with a goal. We are through. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. So, yeah, join us tomorrow for the Arsenal Social. We're calling it the Arsenal Social Extra because it's a bit of extra time and a bit of the Arsenal Social. 8 o'clock tomorrow with Adam and Steve. Join us on Friday, 7:30 for the Arsenal Women's Weekly with me, Andreas, Amar, hopefully Matt, and maybe even the mysterious Jason may well be joining us as well. So stay tuned for that as well. And of course, Saturday, the North London Derby. North London is going to be red again, isn't it? We know it is. That's on Saturday. So join us for the watch along as well. At 12:20, we'll be live for the half 12 kickoff for that game. That's going to be great as well, isn't it? So much great stuff at the minute. You've got to subscribe to the channel because you don't want to miss any of it, do you? Because it's so good. So, yeah, please do so. And we will see you tomorrow. Well, Steve and Adam will see you tomorrow. And I will see you Friday with the guys for the Arsenal Women's Weekly. We look forward to that. We can look back on a great week for the Arsenal women, top of the league, into the Euro Champions League group stage as well. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. Good week for Viv as well, wasn't it? 3 goals for her. Let's hope Beth's okay, and let's hope Rafa's okay as well. And we'll talk about their injuries, of course, on Friday. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I'm going to get back to enjoying my holiday in Wales. And in the meantime, of course, as always, come on, you Gunners. Brilliant tonight. Brilliant stuff. We are through. We've done it. See you later, guys. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. Speak to you soon.